That'd be pretty funny, actually. Just go take a piss like we're not there.
Hey, there you guys are. Like,
should we do that as soon as I hit go live? Should we just get up and walk away and then come back in a minute?
Out of the frame. It'll be great.
Get out of the frame. All right, we're live, which means it's time to. Oh shit! What happened? Your camera just disconnected.
You're still there.
Uh-oh.
I see you live. Am I? Can you?
You're just a purple. You're just a purple window now.
That's my. Hey, that's my logo. Oh, my logo is mirrored.
Yeah.
What happened to my video?
I don't know. That was weird.
Why did my camera turn off as soon as?
There you go. You're back.
Scene.
All right. All
I
right.
left the scene.
All right. Now we can do it.
That was weird. Okay.
Oh, there we go. There we go.
Welcome everybody.
Sorry guys, stream was running late. Stream was running late, and I had to go take a piss. So we in solidarity, we both went off camera. All right, let's see. I think we're good. Let me see. Signal's good. Feed is good. Chat is only slightly toxic. I think we're doing great.
Yeah.
I think we're doing
all
great.
right.
Why is it trying to update my YouTube information? No, stop. All right, I'm trying to get chat up so that I can see it here. All right, I think I got statistics. I got my viewer activity up. I got my stream health. Stream is healthy, it says. All right, I think we're...
Oh, good. That's good.
I think we're golden eagle, bro. I think we got this all figured out.
There we go. That's you and me.
Let me close this.
There.
Oh, now I got to go spam the stream so that everybody knows we're live right now. So I'm going to head on.
Oh, that's right.
Everybody head on over to the Twitter. And please tell everybody. Or Ashley Madison or 4chan or wherever you guys hang out.
Yeah, tell your mom.
Yeah, not judges. Yeah, tell your mom, dude. Man, bucket! All right, let's see here. We're live on TechTalk at http://youtubes.com/Barnacules1. Everybody always asks me why it's Barnacules 1 and not Barnacules. It's because I actually own Barnacules and Barnacules 1, and Barnacules was the failed start of the channel like 12 years ago. And then I created Barnacules 1 to like start fresh, and there's no way to switch it back because I own the first one. And if I delete it, they don't add the name back into the queue for like 90 days or some shit like that. So I was like, whatever. I'm just going to be Barnacules 1 forever. Or should I just mess with everybody and just take all the content and move it over to the other channel and then just like delete all the videos off my channel?
Just do both. Like upload all your content to both channels. See what happens.
That would actually be funny. Just double it. You know what? YouTube actually won't let you do that.
You could DMCA yourself.
Oh, that'd be funny. Just start a battle with yourself and go back and forth and actually file like the counterclaims and the audits. And...
This is my stuff.
Oh, dude, and then create a third channel that literally just reports on the drama between the other two channels that you created. Oh, dude.
That'd be great.
Be like schizophrenia YouTube experience. I love it. All right, let's see. Okay, I'm slow to post. Sorry, guys. We're getting a slow start this morning. So actually, I'm going to make your text bigger so I can see it here. All right. Hey, what's up, Jim? How's it going, buddy? It's good to see you. Jim Browning's a channel member.
Oh, hey, what's up?
That means he's verified, too. Oh, wait, is he verified? What's that? Oh, no, Green is channel member. And then highlighted with the check mark is verified. I'm learning this stuff. Guys. Yeah. It takes a couple of years. All right, let's see. No, don't do that. Don't do that. Wait, what the fuck? No. No, I'm like posting shit in the wrong spot. Here's Dan's page.
I forgot.
No, but you can say that on here. That's okay. That's okay. We get demonetized anyway, so it's fine. We got that stuck in our head. We were doing that before the stream.
Oh shit! It's breakfast time.
It's from if you guys have who here watched Chappelle's show back in the day.
Thanks, baby.
Wait, what happened? Did you get some food? What?
It's breakfast time.
Oh shit, son! What are you eating?
I have a egg McMuffin sandwich.
Oh homemade. My god, dude.
And some warm banana bread.
I would eat that so much.
Fucking hot.
Hey, what's up, Lord Zero? How's it going, buddy? Sorry, guys, we're kind of doing like a live setup thing here. Oh, Mechberg, you like my shirt? This is Kyle's flashing BIOS. Yeah, I love this shirt. This is still to this day one of the coolest shirts. Sorry, I gotta scratch my balls. Excuse me. Oh, sorry. All right, there we go. Balls scratched. Everything appears to be working. It's not publishing to YouTube or not YouTube. Sorry, Facebook for some reason. Now I did. Okay, cool. I just needed like 20 attempts at it. That's pretty much how you fix any problem. If you guys are ever having a technical issue, all you have to do to fix it is just keep trying it over and over again until it actually...
Yeah, just click.
Exactly. How's the AC working, Neota wants to know. Actually, the AC is working fucking awesome. Oh my god, look at this. So
we can hear it.
So right now, check this out, Martha. I just turned the AC on before the show because I've been turning it off at night because it works so good at bringing the temperature down now. I used to have to run it 24/7. So right now, just so you can see, it's 72. It was 75 when I came in here. So it's at 72 degrees now. I'm going to leave it sitting here, and I bet you within like the next 10 minutes, it'll be down to like 68. And that's like where I live. I thrive at 68, baby. Oh my god. All right, let's see here. I got... So anyways, AuxxZillary came up with the topics today we're going to be talking about. And these aren't just the only topics we're talking about. Like these are just some of the things we're going to talk about for sure. And one is the praying mantises saving us from the murder hornets. So you guys got that coming up. That's going to be a fun little story. And I love the picture for that. I wish I could have put that up. Maybe that should be the thumbnail. It's literally a praying mantis just like eating one of these giant hornets.
Yeah, it's like it's munching on his brain.
Dude, well, praying mantises, don't they like kill their mate? Doesn't the female like eat the male after they have coitus or whatever?
Well, not just that, but like praying mantises are pretty aggressive bugs to begin with. Like they're, they got those they're like little scythe arms, right? And they're wicked fast with those things. Do
they stab with them or do they grab stuff?
I think they whip it out and grab. Like they've got like hooks that stick out along the inside of the forearm, and it whips out and they pull shit in real fast.
Dude, that's fucking nightmare fuel.
Yeah, dude, they're a pretty... I mean, they're not going to, like, attack you or anything, but...
Right, they'd probably stay perfectly still if you're, like, bigger prey, right? They're just going to be like, oh, shit, just pass on by, brother.
Yeah, among bugs, they're pretty aggressive, yeah.
I know some people have them as pets. I've heard of people keeping them as pets before, so...
I imagine, yeah.
So
I mean, if you're into bugs and stuff, so...
Yeah, I mean, cool. I'm not. Like, spiders and bugs and stuff freak me out. I'm one of those types of people. But don't get me wrong, one of the coolest experiences I ever had was holding, a 12-foot python, reticulated python.
Oh, neat.
That was some cool shit, man. Like, that thing was the chillest snake I've ever seen in my life. And the only reason I touched it, because I'm normally just scared shitless of snakes and stuff, was they literally had it at my son's school. And there was, like, 12, like, 8 to 10-year-olds holding the snake. And the zookeeper guy that was, like, bringing him by, the reptile zoo guy... He's just, like, letting them hold it. He isn't even there supervising it. Like, he just trusts the snake so much. And these kids are, like, touching its face and kissing it on the face and stuff. And I'm like, dude, this thing can eat half these kids.
The thing is,
they're so chill.
With big snakes like that, they move really slow. They tend not to be, one, like, you feed them, and they don't do shit for months. And two, they tend not to be... Well, that's not entirely true. I was attacked once by what it was called an anery. Is the kind of, I think it was like it's a constrictor type.
You got attacked by a snake?
I was helping move the cage that it was in, and it bang! It attacked it tried to bite my chin. Dude. I got my face too close to the cage, and it bang. So. They can be pretty aggressive. They are pretty quick, but generally, if they're not pissy and they're fed and stuff.
Yeah, he said he had this one for years and years and years, and he always feeds all his animals right before the show. Like he had one of those. Yeah. He had an alligator snapping turtle, although nobody was allowed to get near that thing. Like that thing was.
Those are cool,
dude. It was a big one too. Off. Oh yeah, that's what he said. The demo he did was he literally took a broomstick and put it in front of it, and it snaps the broomstick. It like bit it twice and broke it in half. And I was like, ooh, okay, well that's not good.
So cool.
But what else did he have there? Oh yeah, he had an alligator. I've actually got a picture somewhere. I'll have to share it on Twitter one of these days. I got a picture of Xander holding an alligator, like full cool. on my 10-year-old kid holding an alligator. Nothing, no tape wrapped around its muzzle. It's just the chillest alligator you've ever seen in your life. Yeah. And then another lady was handling it. She started freaking out, and she hands it to my wife. And my wife doesn't even have time to think because she's like freaking out. She's like, take it. And my wife just grabs it, and she's like just holding it, and it's just sitting there like, I'm an alligator. I'm an alligator. Right. Like, it didn't do anything. It'd kick its leg every once in a while, but it was just totally chill. All kids screaming and running around. I was, like, pretty... I thought that was cool. It kind of changed my outlook on, like, gators and snakes and stuff like that. Like, as long as you know them really well, like this guy did. Because I'm like, dude, what about the liability of that? Like, what if that's just the day where the snake decides to get aggro and like eat one of the kids, right?
That is
you got
that
the
is a
picture.
thing.
Oh, my wife heard this. Check this out. Yeah, no, I wasn't kidding. Look at this. That's my son holding an actual alligator. What was her name? Do you remember the alligator's name? Alice?
Yeah.
Alice
Yeah.
the
So look,
alligator.
there's no tape. That's not a stuffed alligator. That is a live alligator with its eyes open.
She pees on command.
And she pees on command.
Yeah.
And she also, what was the other thing she did? He could put her to sleep.
Yeah, she just knocks out.
Yeah, if you just lean her head back, like you just rub her chin and lean her head back, she just goes to sleep. Like she'll just straight up eyes closed and just out. Thank you, honey.
So,
I was scared to death of it, but how do you be scared of something when your kid can do it? You know, it's like that's like immediately I was like, all of a sudden I have to like handle a 12-foot python and like an alligator because my son did it, right? I can't be the one person that doesn't do it. Oh, what's this video you posted?
That's the Mantis versus the Hornet.
Oh my God! Here, let me open this. Hold on. It's
And I think that's where they got that picture from. Actually, just looking at this, I'm pretty sure. Oh my God! It's like right up in his hand.
It says, "Oops, something went wrong."
What?
Oh, I think you sent. Did you send the studio link or wait? Why is
No,
it? Why is
no,
it
I
not
just
open?
copied that straight from the address bar.
Oh, what the hell's happening here? Hold on here. It's for some reason in chat for
No,
me
we're-
it won't let me
we're-
click on it.
Worked for me.
It keeps taking me to.
You know,
oh, here,
if you had an Android phone, you wouldn't have this problem.
I would not have this problem, would I? Oh, hey, Geek Moto, thank you for that $5 super chat, dude. We appreciate that. He said, I'm going to be tearing apart my home network and rebuilding it, watching on a 6U network rack and a PDU plus a backup from WD NAS. So he's waiting on a 6U network rack. Okay, wow, 6U, that's big, man. That's going to hold a lot of hard drives. I've got a 4U, but I don't have a 6U. What's the biggest rack mount hardware they make these days? Because I know back in the day there was a 16U, which was the like Intel Bear. Or was that an 8U? That might have been an 8U actually. The ones that are like this tall, like they're just ginormous boxes.
What's the point of that? Like, what do you do with something that huge? Is it just like storage rack or something?
These were actually
Why would
data
it need to
center
be that
PCs. So when I was at Microsoft, these were data center PCs that had like, at the time I want to say they had like 64 gigabytes of RAM when every other computer on Earth had like 2 gigs. Like it was just crazy, just massive amounts of RAM, massive amounts of storage, and multiple processors. Like I think they had like 8 or 16 processors back then. Like, you know, the Intel multi-core stuff. Now servers, I mean, CPUs are so fast, right? I mean, I don't know. What's the most CPUs that they put in a server these days?
Just,
like 4?
I have no clue. I don't know.
I haven't seen one with like more than 4 in a very, very long time. And I know the rack mount servers back in the day, they'd go pretty haywire with them and put like just shitloads of processors in them. The Intel Titaniums were huge too. Like they called them, I think they were called the Intel Bears. That was the code name for them inside of Microsoft, which was the first generation Intel Titanium. And they were massive and they literally sounded like, you know, a gas powered leaf blower. Like the same sound as like a gas powered leaf blower. They were so loud. They were like, you needed hearing protection if you were sitting in proximity of them all day. Okay, I lost my little chat window here. How do I break this thing back out? Man, YouTube needs to fix their damn dashboard because I'm trying to see this praying mantis video, but it won't let me open the damn thing up. Because I see the URL you posted is fine. It's truncated, but the second I click on it, like if I just click on it, it opens up a tab. It tries to go to studio.youtube.com for me. Because I'm in studio.youtube.com. So I'm just going to fix the URL. Oh, here we go. I got it up now. Oh, so they're like straight up like fighting these things. Okay. Yeah. Let me see if I can add a scene so that I can show people on stream that aren't looking on it here. Let me do a little new scene switching here. So new scene.
That's nuts.
Let me add a new scene here in slobs.
Yeah.
I hate slobs, by the way. I know some people like it, but I absolutely can't stand it. All right, so we got new slobs up. I'm going to add a screen capture. Where is it? Display capture. Yes, I would like to capture my monitor. That's what I'm trying to do. Why does SLOBS ask you twice every question? Like everything.
Oh, I don't know, just to make sure. That was
like
not
I'm
a
like
praying mantis, that was my ex-wife.
What was that?
Oh, Andy Cheese with 2 pounds, thank you very much, says that was not a praying mantis, that was my ex-wife.
Oh, the fire. Oh, the fire. All right, let me bring this over. Okay, so F11 this stuff. All right, I think I got it working here. Let's see if we're getting audio. Let me do a scene switch really quick. Let's see, minimize that down. And where's the transition? I don't even know where the transition button is. Okay, can you guys see that on stream? I think you guys can maybe see that on stream. So let me rewind it here. All right, so this is the praying mantis versus the giant Asian wasp.
Watch those arms. Watch those arms. Oh, they're wicked fast.
Look at him. He's like, oh god, oh he's got me at just the right angle. Oh damn, what a world.
Yeah.
Oh my god. Oh, he's halfway through its head.
It's so gross.
Oh jeez.
See, this is what I'm saying. Like, Mantis are no joke.
So Mantis are to giant hornets what giant hornets are to honeybees, basically?
I guess.
Because don't they like snap their heads off or something? They were saying they just go in and cut their heads off.
Just munching them. I haven't looked too much.
Oh, this is crazy,
so
dude.
far, but I have seen that these murder hornets are attacking like regular beehives and stuff, and are fairly invasive. It seems pretty.
Dude,
bad.
he like look, he woofed the whole thing down except for like one leg and two wings.
Yeah,
that was crazy.
Oh,
all right, that was pretty cool. That was pretty cool. All right,
and then like right after that, it suggests another video. And it's like the first 30 seconds of it is this mantis getting his ass kicked and stabbed to death by one of them.
What? Oh, so there's one where the hornet wins. So
yeah, here I'll post that one.
Here,
it's by English News, or no, Kenny Doe of English News. I guess. Here we go.
Oh, it's the same channel.
Boop, boop, boop.
Dude, this guy's channel is called Head Ass.
Yeah,
that's awesome. All right, so let's see. Praying Mantis. Giant murder hornet versus Mantis English News. I got it. Okay, I found it.
Yeah, that's the one.
So this is the one where the hornet gets its revenge?
Yeah, the very beginning of that one is the hornet's on top and is just winning. Like there's no winning that.
Because we believe in fairness here on TechTalk, so we're gonna show you both ways. Their ass off, with the barbed hook or whatever.
That's one of the differences between like hornets and wasps and regular bees.
Dude, is this guy like feeding a bee? What is he doing?
Yeah, right. It's like biting down his finger. You can tell like they must have removed his stinger.
They did. There's no stinger on it. Dude, it's so big.
But it's still trying to bite him. It's still trying to chomp his finger.
It's like, bro, I'm gonna get you. It looks like it's licking him, dude. He must have put like sugar or something on there.
Oh, that could be.
He's all narfing down on his finger. Dude, that is creepy.
Isn't that some crazy stuff, man?
It is.
Fucking crazy murder hornets and stuff. People are gonna start dying from bee stings. Whoa, Nick with $10.
Dude, those hornets can freaking like they say like it's not just one will kill you. Like one sting from one doesn't kill you, but it's like multiple because these things can just keep hitting you over and over and over again.
And that's the thing is like if it was just one, it's like, oh, that's no big deal. But they can get you multiple times and they'll swarm and fuck you up, man. They'll just like they're gonna eat you.
Now, is it true? I heard, and this may be a rumor. I heard that they're like they're non-aggressive towards humans unless you like piss them off. Like unlike a yellow jacket or something like that, where it's like they just want to beat the shit out of you just for existing. Like apparently these things are pretty docile towards humans as long as you don't like encroach upon them. Because I was watching a thing last night where they were like, hey, a lot of people are worried about these murder hornets, so they're more worried about them killing the honeybees than they are killing humans.
Sure.
They said that really you have a better chance. They said you have a better chance of dying just falling in your house, like just falling over in your house and getting a concussion than you do getting killed by these murder hornets. But it is possible. They said if you piss them off and that's they nest in the ground. So if you step on their nest, then they'll swarm out. It's like a landmine. Like you step on it. And that's how you die is by stepping on the nests. But if you just see one like cruising around outside of your house or whatever, don't fuck with it. Like it'll leave you alone as long as you don't fuck. The second you fuck with it, it's like it's on. And that thing's gonna just like sting the shit out of you and put you in the ER. Nick's message. Nick, thank you for that $10. He said, would a 6700K do fine with a 2080 Super TI, or Super or TI? I think it'd be fine. I don't think there's a bottleneck there. He said, I currently have 1080p, but would like to use it for another project. I mainly play at 1440p, where achievable to 144 hertz, or upgrade to, say, a 3700X. No, I think the 6700K is just fine. Like, I don't think you're going to see any bottleneck there.
I don't think so either.
PCI 3.0 16X, and honestly, the GPUs aren't very CPU bound. Now, you may run into the occasional game that's more CPU bound than GPU bound. And then you might run into a case where it's just not able to send enough information to the graphics card because it's so tied up on the CPU. But nowadays, that's really not the case. Like for AAA titles and stuff like that, it's all about the GPU these days. Dingo on my 40, thank you for that $2 super chat, and Andy Cheese. He said, oh yeah, I just thought that's my ex-wife. That's so bad. You can say whatever you want, Andy Cheese. You have yourself a good old day. Let's see. 6700K will not be enough for high refresh rates and CPU demanding games like Battlefield 5. I'd be interested to see, though, because, again, depends on the resolution, right? I mean, he's at 1440p, which is a little bit demanding. 1080, if you ran 1080p, I think he'd have no problem with it. Honestly,
Yeah.
even with the high refresh, I don't think it would be a problem. Let's see here. Simic said, I have a 6700K with a 2080, and I did have issues with freeze legs and FPS drops. Upgrade to 3900X, and those issues are now gone. Oh, interesting. Okay, so there's a couple people that actually had his exact scenario that are saying that, yeah, it actually would be an improvement to upgrade the CPU. Interesting. Okay, I mean, it's probably mostly dependent on the game, but let me see. The 6700K, which generation is that? Is that Haswell or is that pre-Haswell? Let's see.
It's Skylake.
Oh, it's a Skylake processor?
Yeah.
Let's see. Okay, so 8 meg. Let's see here.
I think
That's a
that
little
was
bit
the
older
first-
than I thought, honestly.
That was the first of the Lake processors, I think.
I got you. Yeah, I was thinking this
think-
was a little bit of a newer generation processor, but yeah, 6700K. So that would have been Q3 of 2015. So yeah, that's a little bit of a dated processor. For some reason, I was thinking, I don't know, I don't build enough Well, I don't build hardly any computers anymore, but I don't build enough computers like to have all that information on hand like I used to. I'm trying to remember. I think I have.
Too, though.
What's that?
There's a cost consideration to jump from. You already have an Intel platform.
Yeah.
To jump, you're talking a full platform upgrade to AMD.
Yep, that's
that
going to be
point.
new
And-
motherboard. What do you need new RAM too? Because AMD's like PCI 4.0. Are they
not
the same RAM? Okay.
Like people are always complaining like to Puget about, oh, how come you're not using 4,000 megahertz RAM? Blah blah blah. The official like recommendations for if you're going to fill up all 4 slots, if you're doing in pairs, you can go up to like 3666 or something. If you do all 4, they recommend like 2733 or some craziness. 2666 is a good all-around general memory that will just work, and just make sure you look at the official documentation and stuff like that. Like you don't want to, in my opinion, you don't want to risk instability and weird and introducing other weird stuff that isn't within the official margins.
Yeah, well, actually, wouldn't he have to do? I'm thinking about it now. So if that's Skylake, he's gonna have to do an upgrade to go to a new generation CPU, anyways, right? I mean, at the Q15, he's not going to be. I mean, he might be able to get a little bit faster processor in that series, but he's still going to have to upgrade if he wants to go with like Haswell or Haswell E or what's the new one? Coffee Lake?
Back. Comet is the newest one.
That's the 10th generation, right?
Yeah.
I don't know anything about the 10th generation. I've had some people ask me about it, and it's like I know nothing about it. Like, is there anything to write home about, or is it just Intel slightly cranking up things again and hoping that people just accept it and throw all their money at it?
I'm not sure what I can say.
Okay, gotcha. You're slow. Okay, fair enough.
Give me like 3 months, and then I'll tell you everything that I can recall from internal discussions and stuff. But I'm not sure what's still NDA and what's not. And
can we get Dawn to call into the show?
Yeah, right. Like, hey, let me get the boss on the line, and he can tell you.
That would be pretty cool. Be like, hey, John, we got some questions, bro. We got some questions about this 10th generation. And so, yeah, I think either way, if you're going to upgrade from a 6700K, you're going to need a new motherboard anyways. Your RAM's probably going to be fine, but you're going to need a new motherboard. You're going to need another processor. I don't know what your power supply is. I don't know what the TDP of the modern CPUs are versus the ones in 2015. I'd imagine they're more power efficient, but I've been wrong before on that. I know the AMD processors are a lot more power efficient, like if you're going from older generation to newer generation. But I don't know about Intel's. I don't know if Intel's more... let's see, more energy efficient or less energy efficient, because they're shooting for the higher speeds now. Doesn't Intel have a processor now that like turbo boosts to like 5 gigahertz or some shit like that? Is that 10th generation that does that? Let me see here.
There's one that has like a single core boost that'll go to 5.
Yeah, that's what I thought I saw. Is the Intel, like, you know, they said they would never ever touch 5 gigahertz. Like that was never like an official number that they would hit. Yeah, 5.3, dude. So Skylake S hits 10 cores in 5.3 gigahertz. That's crazy. So I remember when people used to have to put stuff on Liquid and LN2 and stuff, like even LN2, remember, like they do LN2 to get to 5.1 or 5.2, and now this thing can do 5.3 on air. So let's see this. Okay, so this is on April 30th. Intel 10th generation Comet Lake for desktop. Skylake S hits 10 cores and 5.3 gigahertz. out of the box. This is crazy. And it can do it under 70C on air with the thermal velocity boost, whatever the hell that's called. Man, it's only a $488 processor? That's actually not bad at all. I wonder, is Intel just... have you noticed any kind of price drop in Intel, like, to compete with AMD now?
A little.
A little bit, nothing crazy?
I remember they did with this 10 series, I think the X versions, they dropped them a bit. I think like half of what they were going for.
Sure.
They're still pretty expensive compared to AMD.
SRTA Hemi said Bulldozer still holds the world record. Is that for the... Oh, is that the one where they did LN2 and got to like 8 gigahertz and like passed the test?
Whoa.
I'm trying to think if that was Bulldozer, because somebody was telling me about this like a couple of weeks ago. They were saying that the world LN2 record or something like that is like 8 gigahertz for a period of time, and I was like, is that even possible? Like that does not compute. Oh yeah, I don't have RTX voice enabled. Hold on here. Somebody's like, I can hear his fan. Hold on.
Yeah.
Well, this will be a good demo for you then, won't it? All right, let me fire up those RTX voices. Stand by for fangasm. Okay, 3, 2, 1, enabling, and now I have to go to, I remember this, I have to go to SLOBS, and I have to go in and change my microphone. So I'm going to go into my proprietars, and I'm going to go find the one that says, oh, of course it doesn't update it. Oh, well done, SLOBS. Even regular OBS does this, and it can't do it. Like normally it would show me a new microphone option like when I enabled the RTX, and now it's not. When I right click, it doesn't show up in the list. Well, shit. All right, let's see here. Properties. Oh, there, it finally showed up. I had to do it like twice. All right, check. There you go. Now you guys shouldn't hear the fan in the background because I enabled RTX voice.
No, it's still there.
Oh, do you still hear the fan?
Yep. Well, I do.
Well, you're gonna hear. Yeah, you're gonna hear it because I
Amen.
haven't done it for you. But then again, I should
care.
do it for you, because if I don't, then you're going to hear something different. So let me go to my audio video settings. I think I can switch this while I'm talking to you, right? Here, let me see. Where's... Oh, it's not showing up in here now, too. It's doing the same thing as fucking SLOBS did. New Tech NDI. Nope. Let me try this one more time. Video. All right. Nah, it's not going to work. So you're just going to have to hear me without RTX.
That's fine. I mean,
all right. Can you guys on stream? You can't hear my fan anymore, right? Is RTX cutting that out? Doing a good job of cutting that out now? Beautiful. No fan anymore. RTX does its job. Because it's hard for me to tell, because my monitoring comes back through my mixer board. It's a live monitoring setup. So I can't hear any of the effects that I apply to the audio that go to you guys. That's why when you're in like OBS Studio or SLOBS or Streamlabs OBS, you have to make changes and add filters and then listen to your stream. You want to go listen to your stream as you're talking to like tune it in, because you won't be able to through your ear. You can also enable real-time monitoring, and this is actually an interesting topic that we should segue off into just a little bit. Why is it that computers can do real-time video processing, like input and output, like with no perceivable lag? I can literally video capture and play the game from the image that's being rendered on my screen through the capture card, like in my window on my capture software. It is that good. There's no lag, right? So why is it that with audio there is always lag? Always. Is it just like, I wonder if the audio stack in Windows is just fucked. Because if you ever enable real-time monitoring, you'll speech jam yourself. Because like you talk and there'll be like a quarter second or a half second delay. Why is that? Why can't it do, like if it can do video in real time, why can't it do audio processing in real time when it requires so much less GPU and CPU?
It's got to be something with the actual audio processing. It just
I don't get it. That's never made sense to me, dude. It's like, even as a software developer, that has never made sense to me.
Also, I think there is actually still a delay between like your movement and where did I think it was in a Doom. They were talking about Doom Eternal. Oh, you're just waving.
No, I'm looking at the camera because there's no lag on my capture setup using a cam link in my HDMI out on my camera. There's no lag.
Yeah,
like I could play a video game from the input coming in through the HDMI on the capture card.
I remember hearing something about, it was like some devs on Doom Eternal were talking about how they actually slow your input down to smooth it out so that it's, because otherwise, and that might just be inputs like mouse and keyboard input. Because it would be too herky-jerky. It'd be too choppy. Like human beings are too wiggly, I guess.
Oh, so you're saying
They
that
had
there's
a-
like
they had a better-
buffering. So there's like a buffering that
like-
they're adding to it.
and so that there's like there is like a slight delay between at least your input and what you
Yep.
see on the screen, even before you start getting into like the effect of input lag.
Yep. And Harney said using ASIO or ASIO or ASIO or whatever can give you zero latency. That's where you basically get direct hardware access to the sound card. And some professional apps support that. I don't know if OBS does. I've never seen it in OBS as an option. But basically it covets the sound card and communicates directly to it. And he said that there'll be zero lag. But the problem is every app that I've ever used that supports ASIO does not support live monitoring the audio back to my headphones. So I've never been able to even test it. And if it did work, why doesn't somebody just write an ASIO app that creates a virtual sound card and then does the monitoring inside of it? You like open it up and then it creates the virtual sound card and then you use that for everything else. And then that gives you the live monitoring shimmed into the stack. It just seems like something like that should exist.
I feel like there must be. It's like almost more of a like prosumer, or like it's just a couple steps above what you normally have to deal with, or what you normally work with.
If I could figure that out, that would make me super duper happy, because then I could finally hear a live feedback of exactly the audio that I'm sending out to the stream.
There's no reason why you shouldn't be able to have a zero latency monitoring of...
Yeah, because even when I'm talking, I can see like the meter moves perfectly with my voice. So I know the audio going to the computer being processed and sent out to the stream is perfectly live. There's there's always going to be lag, but it's imperceivable lag. But then the second that you enable monitoring, like if you go into OBS and you click the little cog in advance and say monitor your audio, then there's like a full quarter or a half second delay at the audio coming back to your headphones. And I've never understood that, because it should be lag free.
Yeah, that's why I never listen to myself in my headphones. I never monitor my own input because it's just a little bit too slow and it wigs out my brain. I can't do it.
So Sharp said use ASIO for all. I've actually seen that program before, but I don't think that doesn't do live monitoring. I don't think that just allows everybody to use ASIO with like any sound card, I think. So, okay, let's see. Combined 32 and 64-bit versions. I used this a long time ago when I had, I was doing MIDI stuff. And I remember for MIDI, I had to use ASIO. And I used this driver. I remember using ASIO for all. But does it do anything new? So it looks like, okay, does it work with Windows 10? It does. Okay, it works with Windows 10. There's a 64-bit version. Let's see. Oh, wow, I didn't know that. ACIO is a trademark of Steinberg Media Technologies. Wait a second. Aren't those the same guys that make all the Yamaha stuff? Yeah. They're like Yamaha. I think Yamaha is like a sister company. I want to see do they even say what it is though? Like, okay, combined 32 bits. Okay, there's one single change in this version. Workaround for bug, Windows 10 users. USB audio capture does not work anymore. Red exclamation point. What is, I'm going to download this and check it out later. It looks like it's still maintained too. Actually, the last version was released in 2017, so I don't know how well this is going to work with modern Windows 10 since they fuckered with the driver model so much. Hey, Etchstein, thank you so much for that £1, man. We appreciate it. Let's see here. Temperer said, let's see here. Nendo software and ASIO driver have a real-time recording and monitoring for guitar playing. The latency is less than 8 milliseconds. Wait a second. So let's see here. Nuendo software, because this is something I'm very, very interested in, because this is something I've been searching for off and on for a while, is a way to live monitor audio as it's processed through the sound card in the computer. And I've always been angry that there's always a delay. And if you guys don't know what I'm talking about, all you need to do is go into like your Windows audio mixer and let me see if I can find it here. So if you open up, is it sound settings? Then under sound settings, you need to go into the old sound settings. Obviously manage sound devices. And let me see if I can find it here. Microphone. Where the hell is it? Oh, it's missing. I really wish that they didn't keep burying all of the old control panels. There we go. Okay, I found it. My old sound control panel. So let me see if I can show you guys this on screen. So I'm going to switch scenes here really quick. All right, so you guys should be able to see this. So now this is inside of my sound settings on my computer. What I want to do is go under recording. And then you can see, here's my recording devices. So this is that's my microphone. And here's the RTX voice microphone. So this is after RTX has applied its stuff. But here, let me even go to I'll do it the RTX one. So I open up the RTX one, and then you go to listen, and then you say, listen to this device, and check it, hit apply. And now do that on your system. And now I'm speech jamming myself because there's like a half a second delay. on the audio. So okay, I just disabled, so now I can talk normal again. But yeah, you check this, listen to this device. Check.
Your video froze.
Oh, it did? Of course it did.
Yeah.
All right, I'll fix that here in a second. So anyways, try that on your system and tell me if anybody in here doesn't get lag, because every computer I've ever had, checking that or doing the equivalent in OBS Studio gives you lag. So, all right, let me go back. So my video's frozen now, so I gotta reconstitute my videos. Hold on. For some reason, anytime I mess with an audio device, the video goes away and then comes back. So, all right, let's kill it and then turn it on. And 3, 2. Oh, I heard dun 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 dun. I heard some dun dunts, and I'm back, and I'm frozen again. Okay, why? Okay, here, let me kill it again. And I'm back. All right, so don't fuck with audio stuff during the show. Got it. Oh, just pin the control panel to the. Oh, that's actually a really good idea, dude. That is a really good idea. So I'm going to take sound control panel and open it up, and I'm going to pin that shit. Oh, it won't let me pin it. It says it's not a pinnable object. Go figure. It's okay. I can still create a shortcut to it. So I don't get why though that doesn't work, because like I said, the audio stuff, it's obviously able to get it to the computer and even encode it and even send it out the network card faster than it can actually put it through the headphones. So I almost think that like Windows, the way that they approach the audio driver is they don't want to like mess with they don't want to mess with any of the timing of the audio, like you were saying, like with the buffering and stuff. So they intentionally monitor it like as far down the stack as humanly possible. Hey, Pimp Penguin, thank you for the $2. You said, did you ever mention how to get paw prints on YouTube? Oh yeah, no, he's talking about the plugins. Let me see if I can remember the name of the plugin program that I used. There's an extension, and let me see if I can find it here. Let me go into my extensions. So on my YouTube, if you look at my YouTube, the like and dislike button are paw prints instead of an up arrow and a down arrow.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, so I found a program that lets you, it's an extension that allows you to stack other scripts on top of it. It's called Tamper Monkey. Tamper Monkey. So TAMPERMONKEY. So it's the world's most powerful user script manager. Excuse me. So you install Tamper Monkey, and then under the Tamper Monkey, you can go download Tamper Monkey scripts, and each Tamper Monkey script allows you to manipulate one or more web pages, and you can like change out backgrounds, you can do dark mode, you can change the default resolution on YouTube when you open videos. It's actually really, really cool. I've been using it for a long time, but I just forgot what it's called because it just sits in the background and does its thing, and it's always just worked for me.
Nice.
Let's see, what else did I miss? Oh, hey, Pup. Sorry, I missed that. Pup Shepherd, thank you for that $5 super chat. He said, I've been playing my games on my 7.1 system. It's amazing. Now just need 7.1 audio with VR. Then you swear it's real. I would make VR furry chat real. Do it, man. Do it. Get after that VR furry chat. 7.1 audio is pretty good. And here's the cool thing is you can actually do it with headphones, just stereo headphones. One of the coolest demos. Yeah, spatial audio is crazy. So it turns out that back in the day, the way that they would give you surround sound in your headphones is by just putting multiple speakers in there, right? I had a pair of Razer, I had a Razer and the Razer Krakens. That was my headphones I had. They were 5.1. And then I had a 7.1 setup that had transducers in them and multiple speakers. Like you could actually look in the ear cups and you could see there was like there's tons of speakers. Like there's a whole array of speakers, and that's how it did spatial audio. And you'd plug it into the computer by doing, center channel, left, right, front, and left, right, back, right? Or if you had a sound card, you could plug in the 7.1, which would be like the ones at the very back, sides, front, and then center channel. And they actually worked pretty good. But what I realized is now they have these programs that basically just change the pitch of the sound to fool your ear into thinking it's coming from somewhere else. And it's even a more convincing effect. So if I put on a good pair of stereo headphones, I'm trying to remember the name of the program. I am using RTX Voice right now. So anyways, what's the name of that damn program? Razer makes one, and then there's another company that makes another one. Shit. Let me see here.
Somebody saying Dolby did it.
Yeah, it's called virtual surround, obviously, but there's a program that does it on Windows 10. That just creates a new sound source that's 7.1. Let me see if I can find it here. Windows Sonic for headphones. No, that's not it. Virtual surround. How to turn on virtual surround on Windows 10. Best surround software for Windows 10. Okay, here we go. Let's see. Where's the best surround software for Windows 10? Come on, show me. Oh, there it is. Oh, you'll never believe what it's called.
Well,
Razer Surround. It's literally called Razer Surround, and it works with everything. The Razer Surround software works with everything. It doesn't just work with Razer products. But what you do is you download it, you install it, and it creates another audio device. But that audio device has surround sound, so if you load it in your game, you can enable 5.1 or 7.1 surround or Atmos. And you can even do a demo in it where you hover, it does a circle around your head. You close your eyes and you just move the point of the audio, and you can literally tell when it's behind you, in front of you. It's crazy. Coming from two speakers. Cool. Yeah, so try it out, guys. If you haven't used Razer Surround, you can also enable Dolby Atmos from the Microsoft Store. That'll also give you virtual surround through headphones. Windows Sonic for headphones. That's another driver that does it. There's also a graphics aftermarket graphics equalizer for Windows 10. Okay, what is this? FX Sound Enhancer? I've never seen this. Oh, it's also like $50. That's probably why I've never seen it. So give that a try, though. Razer Surround is actually pretty cool, and I used to use it when I played Battlefield 4, because back in Battlefield 4, I kept getting my ass pwned because I couldn't tell where shots were coming from. And I remember installing that because somebody recommended it to the Razer Surround. And then it was like, when I was at PDX LAN, I could hear everything. I could hear people walk behind me, walk in front of me. I could hear if they were in the building behind me or the building right behind, or sorry, the building in front of me or the building right behind me. It was really cool. It was really, really cool. You need a registration code apparently for Razer Surround from their headset. Oh, did they change it? They didn't back in the day. That's stupid. Well, if that's the case, then just install the Dolby Atmos plugin for Windows 10. If you go under your audio sources, you can download it. I think I just saw Graham in chat. What's up, Grammy? How's it going, buddy?
Oh, I need to call that guy.
Don't you call him on stream. Don't you call him on stream. Bring him in here, then you got Adam in here, and everybody be calling in the stream, and then I just walk away at that point.
Actually, that would be funny if I could find. I have a male to male 3.5 mil cable.
Oh, to patch him in
this junk back here. I could plug my phone into the line in, and then they'd at least be able to. You'd all at least be able to hear. It might tweak out and try and use that same cable as.
Stop bragging about your headphone port, dude.
Yeah,
like I don't even have one, man. I gotta plug in some USB, US or Thunderbolt to like audio adapter plug to get that.
Yeah,
Dolby Atmos is paid with a free trial. Damn it! Why are they charging for everything now? Does anybody know of a free alternative to the Dolby Atmos or the Razer Surround? Because I the first program that I used for spatial audio was not Razer Surround. I just cannot remember what it was called. And I do know it was free. It was totally a free program. I just can't remember what the hell it was called for the life of me. And this was years ago, so that's why I can't remember. But let's be honest, even if it was days ago, I wouldn't remember. So that's how I roll. I got memento brain. So Pimped Penguin, by the way, install that program or install that Chrome extension and let me know how that works for you. And then once you install the extension, just go search through their script library on their webpage and find, I think it's just called like YouTube Pause, or just do a search for a YouTube like button and it'll pop up. There's a whole bunch of them. You don't have to make it pause. You can make it like 20 different things.
Nice.
James said, Razer Surround is free from Pirate Bay. Lol, JK piracy bad.
Oh, we do not condone the use of blah, blah, blah.
Syntaxifies throwing me under the bus here. He said, why do you have an Apple product? # Jerry has let us all down. The reason I have Apple products is because for what I do with social media, they work better than anything else. I have Android. I have a Razer phone too. I actually have more Android phones than I do Apple phones. But the thing is, the Apple phone for what I do with social media posting and graphics and stuff, it works flawlessly. It is a monster, and people don't realize that the processor in this thing. Yeah, I don't know if it still holds the record, but when this thing came out, this was the fastest single core thread performance you could get in any device.
This little guy changed the game for my social media stuff.
Oh, you got a Note, don't you?
I couldn't live without it. When I have all the different Photoshop flavors on my phone. I have Adobe Rush for video editing, which not that I'm doing a lot of that, but
Adobe Rush works pretty good. Like I used it; it's pretty good.
And honest to goodness, as much as I don't talk a lot of crap about iPhone, really. Most of the rest of the family are all on iPhones, and we just like to pick on each other back and forth. But if I had the money, I totally would have an iPad Pro with a pencil and a fucking keyboard with a trackpad and stuff. For me, an iPad is fan-freaking-tastic. They are great. And
yeah, I love mine.
Dude, Adobe just this last year at Adobe Max, they put out some really fucking cool updates to Photoshop for iPad, and it might as well be the desktop version of Photoshop at this point. It is insane what you can produce on an iPad with Adobe.
Did you know
products.
you can even use it as a drawing
amazing.
tablet on a PC?
Oh yeah. It's like
my friend showed me that. Yeah, you install an app and it literally turns it into like it mirrors the screen on the computer and you can draw on it just like it's a Wacom tablet. It's really cool.
Serious business. Like they rock it out for content creation stuff. And that just shows that Apple really has put a lot of effort and time into R&D and hardware and stuff for their mobile devices while letting their desktop devices languish.
Plus, because they have a smaller matrix of hardware, it's a lot easier for them to keep the software like completely optimized and running smooth on everything. Yeah. Whereas with Android, you have to support, n number millions of permutations of phones and devices. Right. So they have to have a lot more code that's if this, case switch statements, things like that in the code that support all those different hardwares, different screen resolutions, different audio hardware, different refresh rates, everything. Whereas Apple's like, oh, we can count all of our devices on, 2 hands. So we only have to support it for that. And that ecosystem is what makes it really efficient for what it is. Nina Rub said, do you still get ad revenue if I use ad skipper plugin on Chrome? No, but I'm not going to harsh you for running an ad blocker. I mean, so many people do it. It's like, I'm not going to be that guy. But yeah, if you skip an ad, it actually doesn't count for anything. Normal Every Gamer, thank you for the £2. He said, hey guys, I watch every Tech Talk and I love it. Oh, well, thank you. Today's Tech Talk almost didn't happen because I'm going through, I got some kind of a chest infection. It's not COVID though. I've taken my temperature. There's no temperature. I just have I've been having a hard time breathing for like 3 days. And it really got bad after my live stream over on Twitch last night. After 3 hours, it was getting to the point where I was having trouble talking. And my chest was so heavy, I wasn't getting air. I went and took my pulse ox. I was down to like 93, 94, which isn't terrible, but it's also not good, right? So last night I took a bunch of decongestant and I went to sleep, and I have a CPAP, I call it my fat person breathing apparatus, but I put on my scuba gear, went to sleep, woke up this morning, and I feel a lot better than I did yesterday. But I even asked Houston, I sent him a message last night, this like cryptic message, this like, dude, I'm not doing too good. Yeah, it was pretty bad. I was like, I may have to cancel Tech Talk tomorrow. And I had a really bad cough yesterday too, but I've only coughed like 2 or 3 times during the stream, and I was coughing like nonstop all last night to the point where it was bruising my chest. But I get bronchitis like almost every year. So I don't think it's COVID. I think it's just my time to get bronchitis. Let's see here. Alex, thank you for that $2 super chat. He said Spatial Sound Card 5.1 is free and the 7.1 is premium. Oh, well here, let me look this up. I haven't heard of that one. Let's see here. Spatial Sound Card. Spatial Sound Card Gaming Edition. All right. Oh, I've never seen this. Okay, so yeah, it's okay. I see. Free for 5.1 and premium, yeah, for low latency 7.1. That's funny. They're like low latency. Well, what is the first one not low latency? Does the first one have shitty latency? All right, this looks cool. I'm going to bookmark this because I want to try this out. I'm going to
interject here. Thomas Plant with £10. Thank you very much. Hi, both. I've watched Tech Talk since the beginning, and when I saw Jay left, I was worried. I was pleasantly surprised that you and Ox gel really well. Glad you're back, Jerry. Love your content.
Oh, such a sweetheart.
And yeah, I'm having a lot of fun.
I'm just glad that Jay was like, go ahead and take it and run with it. Like he didn't want nothing to do with it. And he's like, and I thought that, I wanted to do something like this again because I missed it. And so I was just going to call it something else. But Jay was like, no, just take Tech Talk. Go do it, man. Like go do whatever you want with it. And when I told him that I was picking you up as the co-host, like he actually thought that was a good choice. So, because one of the nice things I like about Tech Talk is the contrast that we have between each other, because we get along amazingly well. We've traveled together. We've shared rooms together, ladies. But anyways, we've never had any fights. We've never had anything like that, but we're radically different people. Like the way we look at things. I mean, you're a hardware guy through and through. I'm a software guy. It works out well.
Oh, it looks like we missed a $5 super chat. I only see from.
Oh, I see it. Sorry, I missed it.
Asin Chatuani. I don't know.
I apologize. He said, let's see. He said, how about when using an external sound card like a Sound Blaster, for example? Does that help? Maybe when done through hardware instead of software. Now, here's the thing. As long as you're doing a loop back through the hardware, like let's say you got like a Razer microphone or a Blue Yeti where you plug your headphones into the microphone, that's not going through the computer. You're actually just live monitoring the headphones through the microphone. Same thing with external sound cards that have a port like that. If they're internally routing it, that's why there's no lag. The second you go through the computer, it adds all kinds of lag. So, and that's what I'm trying to figure out. If there is a solution, if somebody creates a program, Miss B said you thanked him. No, I thanked him, but I didn't read his second message. He's actually contributed twice. Andy Cheese, thank you for the £2. He said UK Tech, massive in the house? UK Tech massive in the house.
I don't know. What's up?
Okay.
Thanks for shit.
Woo woo. So sometimes I read stuff and it like does not compute in my head while I'm reading it.
That's funny.
Excuse me.
I'm gonna read this one out loud, even though it was blocked by a mod, because I think it's kind of funny, and because in my mind it conjured a different image than what I think they were going for. So this guy says, "Can I send a stripper to your PO box, Jerry?" And in my mind, I'm thinking like a wallpaper stripper, right? It's like a joke. He's like, "That's what I would have done to you." You'd be like, "Yeah, send me some kitties," and it's like, nope, it's like wallpaper and like a scratch.
Let me guess. Was it Miss B who deleted that message?
Yes, it was.
Of course, it was my wife that deleted that message. She's like, "You ain't sending my man no stripper. You stop it. You stop that right now." No, but seriously, send it to my PO box. Make sure you got a hole for hair.
Here's a good one.
Hey, Thomas, thank you for the new membership, dude.
Oh, new membership, right on.
Yeah, channel
wire
members.
Strippers, yeah, it's gonna be wire strippers. How do you guys feel about how gaming is going all digital, where if places like Steam or Xbox Live were to shut down, you lose all of your games and investments?
I think this guy has copied the same question verbatim on every one of my live streams.
Oh, my bad.
What's his? No. I want to answer it. It's a great question, but what's his name? I want to see if it's the same guy.
James Janas.
Yeah, I think it is him. Because I answered this on my stream over on Twitch the other day. And I don't think I went very in depth on it because I've talked about it until I'm like blue in the face. But yeah, it sucks. We don't own our shit anymore. It's like we're leasing games. Like when Steam goes out of business, unless they give you an unlock code for everything on your box, and half the games have a dependency on servers and won't even like play without contacting the server. All these games are going to die. So in the future, we're not going to have like when we were kids where it's like we grow up and we play our Dooms and our Quakes. We're going to grow up in those games. Like even if you can get them and download them and play them, they're going to have to be like severely hacked together and fake servers and patched and everything to like get them to anywhere where you could still play them, anything like they were originally.
Well, now to tag off of something you just said, you as a old Microsoft software developer would know that we don't ever own the software that we buy. We are purchasing licenses to use the software. The end user license agreement that's exactly what that's for, is to say that you don't own this software. We're giving you the right to use it, and we can take that right away at any time. So it sucks, and I totally think it does. If Steam ever disappears, yeah, I'm out $1,000 or whatever. And there's plenty of times where old games have, they shut the servers down and now you can't play. MMOs for all time, basically, if the company goes under or decides to shut it down, they shut it down. Yeah. And they rarely ever let go of the IP enough to have private servers and things like that. So yeah, that's shit. That sucks. There are ways around that though. Like Steam does have an offline mode. I can play the games that I have downloaded without necessarily having to authenticate with Steam. But Battle.net, like I can't play Diablo 3.
Tell me this though. Does that offline mode require you to re-authenticate like every couple of days or every 30 days, or can you be offline indefinitely?
I don't know. That's
because I'm pretty sure when I read about that feature, they're like, "Oh, we'll let you play it for a couple of days, but you eventually do have to re-authenticate because they don't want you to have the games in perpetuity." And the thing is, all your Steam games have a type of encryption that they apply to it. That basically, when you run the game and it authenticates with Steam, it decrypts that magical piece of data that allows you to play the game. You can't just play it standalone. That's why you have to open Steam to play all the games that are in the Steam library. Right. It sucks. It absolutely sucks. And I understand why they do it, because they want a foothold. But just imagine, it's like World of Warcraft. It's fine because World of Warcraft, you play, the servers go offline, you stop paying your monthly fee, right? It's an MMO. You're paying to play people online. It goes away, it dies, you're sad, but you're not really out anything as long as you got to play it for a while, right?
Yep.
But the games where there's a standalone mode, like there's campaign mode, like GTA, playing through campaign in yourself. The fact that that stuff is so heavily intertwined with their network, even when you're just playing in a single player mode, like even racing games now, some of these racing games go out to servers and like pull down advertisements. So like you're playing a game that's 5 years old and you're seeing current ads up on the billboards while you're racing your car around the track. It's like all that stuff is this server connectivity that's going on in the background. It's like once those servers disappear, you're going to start seeing these games either not work at all or just get radically unstable.
Yeah, and I highly recommend, if you're able to and can, definitely support DRM free download services like GOG. Most actually a good portion, especially as newer games, and a lot of these sort of semi indie game studios, like these smaller people, like not Take Two, but like Double Fine or basically there's plenty enough of these kind of smaller studios that bypass publishers completely. It's the big reason we're in the position we're in now is because of the publishers generally, not so much the developers. In my opinion, I'm sure there's probably some pushing, but Activision, EA, Valve, as both a developer and a publisher, have kind of gotten us into this situation, and so yeah, if you can support the developers directly, and we're much better off as we are, or as we are now, than we were when Steam was first around. Like it used to be just only the big boys, and they always had their own like always on sort of DRM stuff. And now hell, so many games you can get directly from the developer or through DRM free sources that it is totally viable. It is, and like you still have some of the shitty things. I don't see the big issue myself, but Epic, right, buying up exclusives for a year or 6 months or whatever, like you can only buy it from us for whatever time, whatever. That's I've ranted about that plenty of times. It's no different than GameStop having an exclusive DLC extra for
or like the console thing where they'll release on console like 6 months or a year early.
Is anybody complaining that Final Fantasy VII Remake is only available on PlayStation for the first year? No, I'm just gonna wait a year before I buy it. Oh no! And I'm not gonna watch any streams and stuff. Like it doesn't. People just want to have something to be complaining about, and like so whatever.
I'm a little I'm a little bit more uptight on the issue than you on that one, definitely, because I think that it sucks that we live in a world where it's like some of the games like SimCity 2000 and stuff, you literally have to pirate them. Oh, thank you, baby. Sure. You literally have to pirate the game to be able to play it because like their servers are unstable. And then you think about it, well, they are going to go under at some point. Like they can't maintain these servers like forever. So they are going to die. And it's like the only people that are still going to be playing the games are the ones that have the pirated copies. The people that have the legit copies, they're just going to be dead. They're going to be nerfed. Like, and
there's actually a push from I think it's a group called like the Video Game Archive or something like that, or the internet, maybe it's the Internet Archive, where they're actually like pushing Congress to alter some of the IP laws to allow them to have DRM free copies of certain things. It started with MMOs. Like they wanted to be able to like keep certain MMOs alive for this like museum, so they could show like the progression of things, and they're pushing really hard to like say, look, we are losing out on decades of history because EA won't let us have a copy of this game. So that we can show it. Like we want to be able to, and it's like a weird back and forth because it's like, well, if we allow them to have it, then we need to be able to like let everybody have it. And I personally don't see the problem. There are so many cool old and mostly MMOs that I would love to see have even just a small little private server sort of thing. Like Earth and Beyond is one that comes up to my, and that's an EA property. I loved that game. It didn't last more than maybe a couple years, and it's totally gone. And there are private servers available, but they've had to like hack the thing together from reverse engineering the server code and stuff to make sure it works right, and this and that. And it's like, why not after a certain amount of time just release that stuff out to the public domain or something, so that either A, it can be revived. You know, people could. There's probably some small company out there who would buy up the original EverQuest or something, and or I mean, that's still a lot, but you know what I mean. Like, there are plenty of dead MMO Star Wars galaxies. Holy fuck! If Disney would put half a blink into Star Wars galaxies again, and like bring that back, stuff like that. There's so many games that would have at least just a small little bitty community, but they just they don't want to. They just like say no.
They've hacked some of the games, even hacked the servers. Like, remember Ultima Online?
Sure.
That was one of my favorite MMOs of all time.
Oh yeah.
And like the community was just like, fuck it. They just reverse engineered it and figured out how to make their own servers, and it worked just fine. But now everything's encrypted, so it's like, how do you do that?
There's actually some pretty, for older games at least. Newer stuff, it's I'm sure it's a lot harder, but there are lots of older games where people I don't know how they do it. It's fucking magic to me. Where they just they look at the client side and see what the client is like trying to request from a server, and they're able to like reverse engineer that stuff and rebuild the whole server architecture just from what the client is trying to get. And
it's not easy. Reverse engineering protocols is not easy. So that's something that takes a very long time, because you have to get the game to communicate in every possible way, and you have to get the decrypted version of what it's talking about, which is a lot of network packet sniffing. Like the network traffic, you're like, oh, it's encrypted, I can't look at it. So you have to wait for it to go through the game, connect the debugger to the game, and look at the memory and like discern what the data is coming in and what it looks like after it's been decrypted. And without symbols and stuff, that is a really difficult thing to do as a software developer. So my hat's off to these people that can figure out how to do this stuff. But at the same time, I think that companies, if they abandon the support for their software, they should release at least like the SDK or the server code. Like, they don't have to release the game code. I understand that because they're going to use that in future projects, but it's like, at least release like a light version of the server if you don't want to give up the code, or if you want to give up the code, just give up the code that's just relevant to creating the server that only works with that game or that property, and let the community take it over. If they want to do it, they can go do it for themselves. But to just pull the plug on something like that, it's like, my son's never going to be able to play the games that I played, when he gets older, because I'm going to go back and be like, oh man, there's this game I played, you're going to have to check this out. And it's like, oh, sorry, can't connect the server. Oh, sorry, can't authenticate with server. Oh, sorry, can't log in. It's like, oh shit.
It just, I think, I feel like the line should be drawn at maybe 10 years. If you're going to completely kill the game, and like, I'm going to use Earth and Beyond as an example here, because it's one that I know has been reverse engineered from dead code. Like, there are no live servers. EA wants nothing to do with this IP anymore. After a certain amount of time, they should at least put it up for auction. They should be they should be almost forced to allow the market to decide whether there should be the product there. They shouldn't just hoard this stuff and do nothing with it, in my opinion. I think that's unfair.
Yeah, especially when so many people made it popular by like buying it and stuff. It's like, just throw them a bone. If you don't want to support it anymore, totally understand. I don't think anybody should have to maintain a server forever. Like, I genuinely believe that, because any profit that they make will be eaten up over time if they have to run the infrastructure forever, right? So it's like, but at least give people the opportunity to keep playing, especially in the standalone game department. Like, if it's a standalone game, it should not have to talk to the server like every 5 or 10 minutes to figure out, to tell them that you're playing and how long you've been playing and all that stuff. Like, that's nonsensical. Like, don't stop my gaming experience because of that. Drives me nuts, man. Hey, Pub Shepherd, thank you for the $5 super chat. Thomas, thank you for the £2. He said, just wondering, did you guys ever play RuneScape? I never did, actually. Yeah. Oh, wow. You just got the blinding light. You got a car about to run you over?
It's off screen. My lady doing some groceries, I think.
Oh, okay. Doing a little grocery run?
Yeah.
Hey, Thomas, thank you for the 99 cents on the poop emoji, though. We appreciate that.
Aw.
This is shit. This is whole topic shit. Everything's shit.
Yeah.
No.
I don't know. I just
don't think we've seen it impact us enough yet. Like everything is still relatively online. Some stuff's starting to go offline, like I said, like the Ultima thing, but there is some, aftermarket support. GTA 5, a whole community already created, was a 5M. Created a whole nother server infrastructure for it. So GTA 5 now has its whole new ecosystem. Like, if Rockstar disappeared tomorrow, people could still play it online and still play it in campaign mode. But how do I play it? Because you have to log, like, for my GTA 5 copy, because I bought it from Rockstar, I have to log into the social to play it.
Right.
Which I think's stupid. Like, there is no offline mode. Hey, Andy, thank you for the £5. He said, have you seen someone has reworked The Matrix Online after servers closed a few years ago? I haven't seen The Matrix Online. I've never even played that game, to be honest. But
legit.
Is it?
It was, yeah. I remember playing that one. Because what I had done, there was a really terrible console game based off of The Matrix at the time, and I had bought it for PC. And generally, they wouldn't let you return PC games because it was super easy to just rip the discs and stuff.
Yeah, I remember that. Yeah.
But I had a good rapport with this one particular store and a couple of the people who worked there, and they let me. I had bought the shitty Matrix game from EB Games at the time, Electronics Boutique, and then brought it to this other store. I can't recall the name. It was like a little indie shop in South Center, and they actually let me exchange the EB copy for the Matrix Online. And at the time, I had a huge crush on the gal, but that's neither here nor there. It was pretty fun. It was pretty legit. They had a really cool, if I recall correctly, it was a very cool sort of active combat. Like you didn't just, it wasn't just timers and stuff like World of Warcraft where you're like blit, blit, blit and waiting for cooldowns and stuff. It was actually pretty engaging.
That's cool. I never even played it. So,
and they had a really good community, a lot like Star Wars Galaxies, where like you would have people. It was really good RP in that game. People would just like go to these clubs and you just have like dance parties and shit, and people really got into the lore and the community of the game. It was really cool.
That's cool. There's a lot of lost MMOs. There's a period of time where it was like there's Pirates of the Burning Sea. I played that for a little while.
I liked that one a lot too.
Yeah, that one died. That one actually kind of made me sad. City of Heroes, that was a big one. Anarchy Online, I remember playing that one too.
Oh my god, Anarchy Online.
Yeah, and I mean, I bet you all these like probably have dead servers now, and they had to either be picked up by the community or just disappeared. Wow. So, I missed one earlier. I'm sorry. XO, I answered this in chat, but I'll answer it verbally. He wanted to know where we got our name. Thank you for the £5 super chat, by the way. Well, where I got my name was Barnacules. If you guys are wondering how it's pronounced, it's Barnacle and Hercules. It's literally just a barnacle and Hercules, like cut in half and mashed together. Like it's not even phonetically accurate. So yeah, people pronounce it differently all the time, and I don't give them grief for it because it's like it's the way it's spelled. You totally should. But the reason I got the name was because years and years ago, I slept through an alarm clock. I was supposed to go help my friend put a motor in his car, and he calls me up and he's like, "Where you at, dude?" And I'm like half asleep in bed, and I was like, "Oh, sorry, man, I slept through my alarm." And he's like, "All right, well, get your ass over here." I was like, "Okay, I'm gonna jump in the shower and scrub off my barnacles," because that's the saying that I used to use all the time. It's like, I gotta get in the shower and get the barnacles off me or whatever. And he's like, "All right, you do that, Barnacules," and then he hung up the phone, and I was like, Barnacules, that's kind of got a little bit of a catchy sound to it. And at the time, I was my name online was Dead Meat, and there was so many dead meats. Like I was the OG Dead Meat, and then there was like hundreds, thousands of dead meats. That was a name that just got overly used. So I was in the market for a new name, and Barnacules, I was like, there's no way anybody else would accidentally stumble across like Barnacle and Hercules mashed together and spelled incorrectly unless they were doing it on purpose. And I could trademark it. So I own the trademark for Barnacules and Barnacules Nerdgasm. Thomas Plant said, are you going to rate viewers' setups today? No, Thomas Plant. I do that over on the Twitch stream. We did that yesterday. It was fun. For 3 hours, we just rated people's setups. And we saw some crazy setups, dude. Like literally it made my penis shrink to like half its size. Just looking at how cool these other setups were compared to mine. Because I think my setup's pretty cool. I think I got a cool setup with the 350-inch screens and stuff. But man, I was looking at some of these setups and I was just like, I was shriveling up, dude. I was like, the time that these people put into these things. Like one dude, oh my God, I actually retweeted him and posted it on my YouTube channel feed. He sent a picture over to me. I didn't even believe it was real. I thought it was rendered in Blender until I started like zooming in and looking at the pictures. And his setup is like all steampunk, but he took an entire room and steampunked it. So there's like lightning tubes and the glow balls and everything like all over the room. The whole room just looks like a starship bridge. And he's got his computer set up like right in the middle of it. And it's badass. It's absolutely badass. MD Hofsty said, so it's 1 inch now? Bro, you're being too generous. It was 1 inch before. Surf said Anarchy Online is still active? No way.
Yeah, my name actually came about from wanting to get involved with Twitch. I normally I have a different handle that I've used since my early EverQuest days. Um, that I'm not going to say because it's like my personal accounts are all behind that one. Anybody who's poked around enough could probably find it. So I'm not. But Ox, I was trying to find a name that worked. That because I wanted to stream. I had stumbled across Twitch. I can't remember exactly. I was looking for videos for a game I wanted to buy, and stumbled across a Twitch stream of somebody playing that game, and I was like, oh my god, this is the super coolest thing in the world. And so in order to chat, you need to make an account. I didn't like my personal handle, mostly because, well, just because. And so I knew that I needed to start a persona, like a brand in a sense. And I think I remember looking at it was like the front port on my computer, and it said Aux, right? It's the aux plug, AUX. And I'm like, dude, that's perfect. That's like a perfect first and last name, AuxxZillary. And it's AuxxZillary, right? It makes sense. And it worked. AUXXZILLARY, and it, ta-da! That's it, and that's who I am now.
It's a super cool name, dude.
I dig it. I thought it was super clever. Like it worked, and it was like it had a short part that people can just be like, oh, that's Ox, and then like the full name too. It works.
Dude, I found a picture of the setup here. Let me. I want to show this. Here, let me pull this up.
Yeah.
So this is a tiny little picture here. This is in my YouTube channel feed. If you guys don't know what a channel feed is, like YouTube literally has like Twitter built into it, and most people don't even know about it. Oh wow, it even has 666 likes. But yeah, this setup is just insane. Here, let me zoom it in a little bit here. This is just one angle. There's other if you go look at my Twitter, @Barnacules, he posted a bunch of pictures and I retweeted them all. But just look at like what's going on in this picture. The whole computer is steampunk, right? The keyboard is steampunk. I need
to see this.
Oh, are you still not seeing it on stream yet?
No.
He's got like lightning bulbs like along the whole ceiling is just covered, and that is a real plasma ball. He has another picture where all the lighting's on in the room that's even more impressive than this. I don't know why I didn't post that picture instead.
Oh, I think it's because I paused the stream.
Dude, it's insane.
Oh my god, it's so cool.
Insane, dude. It is insane. Let me go to my Twitter. I want to see if I can pull up the original. Because it's
amazing.
Lit up, it's even more amazing. But look at all the pipes. Like his cup holder is everything's plumbing pipe. Like everything is copper plumbing pipe and steel plumbing pipe.
Go. That is holy shit. He like did up his whole room.
Dude, it's nuts. It's like I had to do a double take on it because I was like, there's no way this is real life. Like, there's just no way.
That's amazing.
And
I want to do something not to that extent. That's crazy. That's
wonder how long he was working on that. Like,
but so I'm moving into a new house, and my lady's like, well, how are you going to decorate your half of the office? And I wanted to go less brass and copper, but more like Victorian industrial with black iron piping and nice like wooden surfaces and black iron piping and stuff.
Yeah.
But wow, that's too cool.
Dude, look at this picture. So this is what the room lit up, right? So he's got all these like plasma tubes and bubblers, and I mean, it's just crazy. You start looking around and things just start popping out at you. Like on the ceiling, there's gauges everywhere. That plasma ball's all lit up. I'm like, dude, this is so freaking cool. Even his mic stand for his live streaming, if you look close, is all pipe. He made everything, like the whole walls of this entire room. Yeah, it's nuts, dude. This was so over the top when I saw it. I was just like, are you shitting me? So I think this guy wins. Let me show you the inside of his computer. Look at this.
It's like a set. It's like a fucking set.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking, like out of a movie, right? Like,
yeah.
So this is his computer that's got a RTX 2080 Ti in it. Although it says 280 Ti, so one of the letters like fell off probably when he was like messing with it. But you look at it and little details stand out. Like there's like a little wheel here and like with a piston, like a train, and like and all these like little dials and shit that actually aren't just set at 0. Like you could tell he like moved the needles and stuff on them. Like,
Wow.
oh, dude, it's just cool. All the gearing and everything. It's just, God, this is just a beautiful thing. Even the radiator, he even did each fan. Each fan he like did lattice work on and stuff. So I'd imagine that this guy literally spent, I mean, tens of thousands of hours building this room.
Oh yeah.
Let me
That's
see.
amazing.
So he sent, hold on, let me see. So are those all the pictures? I think those are all the pictures he sent me. I want to try to get some more pictures of this though, because I would straight up like do an entire video on just this guy's setup. Like when this whole human malware is over, I want to fly to this guy's house and just sit there to see what it feels like.
Yeah,
you know?
Man, get him on a Discord or something and be like, "Yo, just walk around with this camera real fast, and we'll talk about all your shit."
It's just crazy. Like, and it's one of those things where it's like you can just keep looking at it, and you keep finding other stuff. Like that looks like there's a wall-mounted PC in the background. He has like all these. It just looks like this dude just every day builds steampunk stuff and puts it in this room. And oh my god, it's just so cool. It is just so cool. This guy. So yeah, I've he definitely like upped the ante for what I think is a cool setup, right?
Yeah,
because
that's amazing.
Because just to give you some contrast, I used to think this was cool. Like this used to be cool, right? You know, having the 350-inch screens and then having the ultra wide 34 up above and the two computers and this big ass wraparound table and everything. This used to be cool. Like I used to look at this and people would be like, "Oh my god, this is the coolest setup I've ever seen." Dude, I swear this doesn't even fit in the top 10. This doesn't even fit in the top 10 of the setups that I reviewed on yesterday's Twitch stream.
Oh man, there's some crazy stuff out there. It's wow.
This all started on a fluke too, because I just created a thread and I was like, "Hey guys, here's a picture of my setup," because it was clean, right? It's never clean, so it was clean, so I took a picture.
Right.
And I posted and I was like, "Hey guys, post your setups too." And I got over, I think we're up to 150 people now have replied to that Twitter thread, and now like a new segment is born, right? On the Twitch channel, because it's like these setups are nuts. Like, here, let me
look like.
Let me find Bite My Bits.
You guys don't want to see my setup right now. It's awful, man.
Yeah, check this out. So this is Bite My Bits setup. Friend of mine. This is just nuts. Look at this. Just so clean, right?
That's pretty.
Three screens. I love the studio monitors up above. Everything's all nice and clean. Look at the different lighting effects with some smoke. Like is this sick? Look at this. This is with green. I mean,
we are the Borg.
Dude, that's a room I want to be in. Like, it's just so clean. It's so clean. So that's Bite My Bits on YouTube. He has his own YouTube channel. But there's just so many setups. Like, I cannot believe how many people sent me these, and just some of them are just like nuts. Like, there's like stuff that I wish I had. Like I'm gonna tear my whole room apart and build these.
Right.
This one's actually pretty funny.
You want to see broke?
Yeah. Let's see your setup, dude. Let's see it. Oh, look at that.
I can't get far enough away for a wide angle, so we'll just do the pan.
It's okay. We got that close up. Ooh, is that a graphics card sitting there? What do you got there?
Oh, that's a 970 Strix. Yeah, with I think that's a 6500 in the box with a Kingston 120 gig SSD. Got the U12S in a box. My DT 770s. My 39-inch LG TV.
Your AuxxZillary monitor? Your AuxxZillary monitor over there?
Wait, that's this one? Yeah. And then, of course, my N case with, what is that on top there? Some motherboard or another. I can't recall. I think that's the one I was going to put the 6500 in, so it's probably a Z170 chipset.
I just think it's funny that you got like your setup out in the garage. You're like the garage is the man cave, so you just took it over.
It's for now, yeah. I have big plans for the new office setup when
so there is a big room in the house that's being prepared for greatness.
Yeah, it's gonna be kind of, it's like the cliche, you know, when two siblings share a room, they like split it down the middle kind of thing. Mm-hmm. It's gonna be my lady on one half and then me on the other, and so yeah, and she's really.
Oh,
that's a neighbor dog. I thought it was my dog. It's a neighbor dog. She's really kind of encouraging me to like make it my own, because I'm not a big decorator. I just kind of collect like kitschy shit sometimes, and so it's kind of neat to have
like my sweet ass analog calculator, Nixie calculator. You like that?
About that. That shit is cool looking, man.
Son, that is beautiful.
Like it's cool to have kind of a encouragement to kind of make a theme and really make it something of my own. I want to channel sort of like a Sherlock Holmes kind of Victorian / industrial.
I could totally see that, dude.
I want a lot of dark woods and leather. That kind.
You gonna steampunk it up a little bit?
A little. I don't really dig like.
I can see you with those like ground gold glasses, dude. Like the old welding glasses. Actually, I want to see you with some old welding glasses on.
I have round lensed sunglasses actually that look really neat.
Dude, but, that's awesome.
Too much copper, too much brass. I want to lean more heavily on like the dark woods, leather.
Yeah. Lighting is going to be a challenge though, so just keep that in mind. Like when you're live streaming and stuff like that, like you do have to make some concessions. Otherwise, you'll be like, "Holy shit, this is hard."
Yeah, that's true. I mean, I'm sure with a good key light and some stuff, a soft box or something, it'll probably be okay.
I mean, you can light anything. It's just it takes a lot more skill when it's a dark environment that absorbs a lot of light. You want to see my setup before I cleaned up? Here, this is my setup before I cleaned up. So this is what I used to have.
That is not. That sounds made up. That's fake news. That is not yours.
Oh my god! I can't even show the original one that I posted because somebody identified like a nude. There's like a nude, little nude statue, like a little anime statue sitting on the desk that I didn't notice, and I sent it out. So it's still on my Twitter if you guys want to go see it.
That's good stuff.
Yeah, but some of these setups are just like, dude, are just absolutely insane. Here's another one. So Ty the creator on YouTube. So I just random people started following me because of this thread and sending me their pictures because they wanted to show off, right? Yeah. And I'm like, oh, you want to show off? All right, let's see what you got. But man, some of these guys just, I mean, look at this. This is just crazy. He's got wall mounted PC, mixer board. I mean, I love his foam, the foam that he's using in the background.
Yeah,
that is like legit, dude. He's got his camera over here. He's got two lights that point towards the ceiling.
Yeah.
Wow. Dude, it's just a sweet setup, dude. Like,
wow.
Yeah, but some people just went like completely over the top with their shit that they sent to me. That steampunk one was my favorite, just because like I cannot believe the amount of time that was put into that.
Yeah.
It's just mind blowing. It's absolutely mind blowing. But some of these other setups that were sent to me too. I mean, it's just like this one would probably appeal to you. So this one's from Inspire 3D, Chris Friege. This is like, yeah, it's like a workstation.
Yeah. That's cool.
I would pretty damn cool.
I would stain that desk like.
I know it does stand out a little bit, doesn't it?
It's a little too bright pine looking, especially with the white walls and whatnot. Yeah.
This is Idea Prone 1 on Twitter. He's a streamer, and his setup. Wow. I like this because like I love the purple and black foam. I'm wishing I had done that in my room. I'm all gray.
Like I have. Actually, I think I have that same purple and black.
Oh, do you really?
Wish. I think so, yeah.
Yeah, I'm thinking about redoing some of mine because some of mine's starting to fall apart. So I was like, maybe I'll get some that are a little bit different texture and different color just to make it pop, right? So, but I like this. He's got this big, huge, like perfectly lit light overhead, right?
Like they
pointing down on
that's
him.
What I'm thinking about. When if it is too dark, I could get a little soft box like that and have it just right above for key lighting and whatnot. What do they call it? There's a
key light and a hair light
and hair light. That's it.
So key, fill, and hair.
Key, fill, and hair. Yeah.
And so the idea is you put the fill light behind you, and it gives you a nice sharp focus. Yeah. So you want to conceal it behind you, and then you got the hair light and then the key light which is
like bing, and then kind of
lighting gets pretty complicated. Lighting is the one thing I've never been good at. Like, and if you watch my videos, you totally understand what I'm talking about. Like, there's no creativity or art, there's no artistry at all in my lighting. Whereas a lot of people that shoot video, there's a lot of artistry, right?
I've been finding stuff on Pinterest, which is,
dude, this is sick. Look at this setup. This table is so shiny.
I like how we weren't gonna do.
I know, but I start looking at him and I just, dude, it gives me such a nerd boner, right?
I love it. It's fucking cool.
It's like, God, I wish I had this. Like, now I'm looking at every setup, and I used to be like one of those people where it's like, I was very proud of my nerd cave back when I originally did it. Like, I was like just elated that I was able to have a space like this. But then over the years, I kind of let it go, and now it's just, it's functional over form. And I'm like, you know what? I think after yesterday, I changed my mind a little bit. I think I'm actually going to put some effort back into like rebuilding this place back there, its former glory.
like as an example here, I won't post my particular board because I think it's my Pinterest board because I think it's linked to my personal account. But here is a link to an Etsy that is a huge inspiration for what I want to do.
Oh, you actually, there's like a whole like forum thing that you're.
Well, I guess this guy will build it for you for $500 or whatever. And I'm like, bro, I can do this in less than a weekend. Get out of here. I'm not, and it's cheap. Like, and I bet it's like veneer even. Like, I bet it's not even like the real wood because he's got all kinds of different colors and stuff. And I'm like, I bet it's either stained or just a veneer. But this is a very small example of like where I would want to start with that black piping, that kind of wood top, and then like a shelf like that. There's a better one. Let me see if I can pull
Dude, that doesn't look like veneer to me. Like looking at the rough edges on his picture. Like look at the shelf. The shelf that he has over the screens on the picture for the $500 one.
Yeah, that could be a plank.
That looks like it's a plank. Like,
yeah, that could be one straight plank.
But man, okay, so he's just using, what's he using, like plumbing? Is that plumbing pipe that he's using for the structure?
You can actually get black iron piping. Yeah, you can just buy black iron pipes, and yeah, you just do that.
Here, let me show people just in case they're not going to. Let me put it up on the stream. So this is what we're looking at.
So
this is pretty damn cool.
This is probably how I'm going to do my main desk surface. Is something like this with the two little shelves that bring it up. But then like I really like this reclaimed wood, this kind of beat up. I'd sand it down and then stain it all, something a little dark,
totally.
Like walnut or cherry, maybe a mix and match sort of thing, like cherry for that kind of dark red, and then walnut. And I'll have to look into more different kinds of woods and stuff. Those are just the ones that.
Let me take a look at the one you posted here. So
this is definitely going to be like the main work surface with my 39, or I'm hemming and hawing about taking my 39.
Sick. That is.
I want to put my 39 and I think bring it up above and have it above, and then get a.
Yep.
And it pains me to say this, but I think I'm going to end up getting like two, maybe 27-inch, like 1440p high refresh rate monitors. Because I noticed when I'm playing Tarkov, my screen is too big. I can't keep the whole look in my my vision. And well, kind of. I think it's because I'm a little too close as well. I think like the distance I'm at right now is probably okay. I can keep most of it, but I found that I was looking too much, looking around, and it's too slow. But yeah, I really like. I don't know. That's some of the inspiration for what I'm going for.
No, some of these desks are actually like phenomenal. I like the idea of using the plumbing pipe though. The steel plumbing pipe is like the foundation for it, because I bet you it's super rigid. It's easy to adjust, right? I mean, if you want to change your shelf, you just add in another piece of pipe and another coupler and you move it up and down, right? So, man, so some of these are like, $1,300+. The ones that use the real wood anyways, and not like veneers. But I mean, this is a desk that would last you forever. Oh my God, what is this? $7,500 for this desk? Did you see that one? The black bar with epoxy tops? Like, okay, that's a ripoff. $7,500 for that? No way. Like, here, why? So you guys tell me on stream why that would be worth $7,500. I think it's a shitty photo. I think that maybe there's like, I see some marbling in the top or something. Maybe that's what makes it like so fancy. And it's obviously metal. You can see where it's ground off on the edge, but that looks terrible, man. I wouldn't pay $7,500 for that. No way. Not a chance. I put it up on the stream if you want to take a look at it. Oh, audio's out. Damn it. We've lost him, guys. We've lost him. Here, let me see if I can get my chat back up here on the screen. Dude, it's funny. Like, I'm still getting people sending me their setups. Is it you guys watching the stream right now? Because the thread's like getting updated with a ton of setups now while we're streaming right now. Because I started showing them on stream. Everybody's like, show mine. All right, I'll do it. So he's getting his audio fixed there. This is Viking's setup. So that's pretty damn sweet. I actually like that. That's a neat looking setup. And let's see what else we got. Who else sent me their setup? Now, see, this is like a real setup here. So this right there, that's a real setup. that's actually like used and not like set up once for a photo, like 90% of these setups. you know who I'm talking about. You know exactly who I'm talking about. I do the same thing where it's like I stage my setup for a photo.
Am I back?
You're back,
Hello?
brother. We got you.
Oh, for freaking hell, man.
What happened?
Every once in a while, I don't know if it's a driver thing or what, but every once in a while, my machine tweaks out and it thinks like I unplugged and plugged something in, but then it's not really plugged in. And,
okay.
Right, like I get that pop-up that says, "Oh, you just plugged a new device into this port," and I'm like, "No, I didn't," but it totally ruins everything. So I actually physically unplug it and plug it back in. So fucking. Thank you guys for putting up with that for a minute.
So somebody just messaged me. What? There's $100,000 bounty for breaking Microsoft Linux. What is this?
Oh, yeah.
I need to find some information on this. Let's see. Microsoft announces. No, that's not it. Microsoft. Yeah. Wow. Okay. So here we go. The Verge reported Microsoft offers $100,000 to hack its custom Linux OS. Okay. Ooh. Microsoft is offering hackers up to $100,000 if they can break the security of the company's custom Linux OS. What Linux OS? Is this the one that they're running on Azure? The software giant built a compact and custom version of Linux last year for its Azure Sphere OS. Okay. Which is designed to run on specialized chips for its Internet of Things platform. The OS is purpose-built for this platform, ensuring basic services and apps run isolated in a sandbox for security purposes. Microsoft now wants hackers to test the security of the Azure Sphere OS, paying up to $100,000 if the Pluton security subsystem or Secure World sandbox is breached. The bug bounty program is part of a 3-month research challenge that runs from June 1st until August 31st. We will reward up to $100,000 bounty for specific scenarios in Azure Sphere Security Research Challenge during the program period. Wow. Let's see. The challenge is focused on Azure Sphere OS itself and not the underlying cloud portion of Azure that's already eligible for the Azure Bounty program. Microsoft is specifically looking for a group of security researchers to try to break its Linux OS security. Physical attacks are out of scope, but researchers can apply to be part of the challenge here. And there's actually a link to it. Wow. So here, let me put this link in the chat for you guys. This is pretty damn interesting. For Microsoft, that's a substantial bug bounty.
Yeah.
Like that's $100,000. Like it's not uncommon to pay like $10,000 for a bug bounty, but $100,000 is a pretty big bounty. So Microsoft, I think, is probably fairly worried about that being breached. So I'm curious. I'm curious where that's going to end up going. So if we got any hackers in the house and you guys would like to go all hacky hack on the Microsofts, there is a link to sign up to get access to their sandbox architecture, because they obviously don't want you hacking the publicly facing service, right? But
right.
Break through that shit. Cypher said, "Do it, Jerry." Oh man, I'm so rusty. I couldn't break shit. I'd have to use like insider information and be like, call up my friend that works in Azure and be like, "Hey, dude, is there a vulnerability in this build? Like, hook a brother up. I'll split the money with you." Mm-hmm. Duo said 100K is not a lot of money compared to the losses that happen when the shit does break. Oh, no, you're absolutely right. I mean, literally, if somebody can breach it and they can patch that before it goes out live and save that from being, hitting a customer, that one instance is going to save them millions of dollars. So you're absolutely right. Hey, wow, Brian PC, thank you for the 20 pounds. He said, please do it and get that job back, guys. Oh, no way. I'm not going to go work for Microsoft again. Screw that. I'm my own man now. I'm my own man. I sit here on the internet and talk to people. I am the incel whisperer. I just need to grow a ponytail and get some dice and I'm ready to go. I got this. Actually, if I did that, I could go back to Microsoft. They'd hire me immediately if I had a ponytail and some dice around my neck. Hands down. Dude, should I put that on a shirt? That just popped into my head, the incel whisperer, and have like an arrow pointing up at me. Who would like an incel whisperer t-shirt?
Do it.
No bet. I'm gonna put, even if nobody buys it, I just want that in my shop.barnerd.com.
Hey, Brian Jones, bad. Great show.
Oh, I just created a note. My God. Yeah, thank you, Brian. We appreciate that $2 super chat, dude.
I think you just unplugged a device from the audio jack.
Wait.
No, I didn't.
Oh, it did it to you again?
Well, my mic is still working, but it might die here again. It's fucking
Peter. Hey, Inyasha, what's up? Said, you are the man of nerds, the nicest guy you'll meet in person, and one of the most enjoyable streamers to watch. I think we're all glad to be part of this community. Well, I know that there are some people that aren't glad to be a part of this community, but that's what they want. That's why they're here, because they don't want to be a part of that community. They want to complain about it, and I'm glad that I can serve both parties equally. Yeah. Duo said, howdy from Redmond. Oh, Redmond's not far from me at all. Wait, MD Hopsy said, what the fuck is Linus doing water cooling a TI-84 calculator? Man, Linus is doing a lot of weird stuff lately. By the way, did you see I'm getting my free underwear? Did you follow that whole thread?
No. Last I saw it was a no.
So they retweeted it, right? And it like blew up. I basically put Linus's underwear on my head, not his, but his brand of underwear. I know we gotta clarify, and I just made a joke video because I was like, one night I took my cold medicine and I was just like, we were watching videos on TikTok and some dude was using jock straps as masks. I was like, I wonder if I can do that with Linus's underwear. So I went and did it and I posted it, and then Linus like replied back the next day during my live stream or whatever, and he said, hey, we're sending you more face masks, in quote. So yes, I shilled hard and I got free underwear from Linus. So I'm pretty stoked about that, because I actually really do like those underwear. It's pretty much all I wear now. Duo said, you know where I am, Jerry? You keep forgetting my damn nick. You too, Graham? Yeah, I do. Do it. Damn it. And I still can't even remember. And you just messaged me on Facebook and told me who you are, like last week. I suck at this. It's all right. You can tell me on Facebook again, and I'll check it again after the stream. It's funny because I have a lot of my friends that come in. They have different nicknames everywhere, and they come in and it's like I don't realize it's them over and over and over and over again. Hey, what's up, Nate? Hello, Ontario, Canada.
Ooh, that's a good
James
place.
Janus said, how do you guys feel about how with gaming going all digital, James Janus, we answered that earlier. You're the same person that asked that question.
We went on for a minute about that.
Does he have that on loop? Like, does he have like a IFTTT script or something that posts that? Because he does that on my other stream too, and I answered it on my other stream, and we answered it here at length. And he's still asking the same question. That's weird. I'm wondering if that might be a bot. I'm curious because it's the same wording and everything, like it's copied and pasted over and over again. I'm gonna keep an eye on that. Oh, you were AFK? Okay, cool. He's not a bot, or he's a really clever bot that knew to say that he was AFK.
Right.
So he might be one of those Microsoft Tay bots. Hey, Cameron, thank you for the $2. Said you skipped my first super chat. Did we? Did we though? Did we? It's entirely possible.
Yeah, we probably did.
There's only one way to find out, though.
Let's find out. Let's be real.
I gotta open up the dashboard. But see, because we forgot to read his thing, he gave us another one. So it's like we're being rewarded for our bad behavior.
Yeah, and now, yeah, right. We'll just skip them off. We'll just wait until they post twice.
Just keep doing it. Just be like, oh, dude, all right, I'll just wait a little while longer. Hold on, let me see if I can find him here. It's like, oh, we did miss him. Son of a bitch, man. You fucking tipped $10. How'd I miss that? He said, when I make a VB program and put the application on another computer and then it fucking truncated. God damn it. All right, hold on. I gotta go into the YouTube page. I gotta open up the dashboard because I accidentally closed the window earlier when I was drooling over other people's setups. God, it's always something. Excuse me.
Oh, jeez.
I got the brontosaur. What's that?
The RTX voice couldn't handle that.
Oh, did it wig out when I was coughing?
Well, I don't hear the voice stuff, so.
Okay. You're just guessing.
Yeah.
Dude, we already got demonetized. We're not even done with the stream, and we already got demonetized. I don't even know. They must be live listening to the feed.
I was cursing.
It's a goal.
God
well, that means now we can just be like, fuck shit, fuck shit, fuck. I mean, we can say whatever we want now.
Bullshit ass YouTube.
All right, Cameron, I'm working on it. Cameron. So when I make a VB program, put the application on another computer, the carefully aligned picture boxes and buttons are shifted around because different resolutions, sizes, any suggestions I have to fix this? Yes, actually, Cameron, I can help you. That is something called DPI scaling, and you have to account for that in the Windows platform. So if you're using standard controls, which if you're using VB, I'm guessing you're not using like Windows Presentation Framework, which would just do it for you.
Probably not.
You're using just regular old controls, and if you're using regular old Win32 styles controls, you have to check the DPI settings of the computer you're on, and then position the items factoring in the additional space from the DPI settings change. Yeah, that's why some apps, when you open them up, the DPI scaling doesn't work right, and everything's in the wrong spot. So go to the other computer, set DPI to 100% scaling, and your app will look just fine. But it's probably set to like 200% or 120, and it's all fucked up.
Like fucking OBS Studio, man. I open it up on my laptop, right? My laptop screen is 4K, but then the monitor I have attached to it is 1080p. And so when I move one of the like the settings, if I try and open up the settings window while OBS is on the 1080p screen, the control buttons, like the minimize, maximize, and exit buttons, are like this freaking big. And that 100% is because of they're not handling DPI scaling appropriately.
Yeah, and then Cameron, on the off chance that you're also talking about when you maximize it, so he said different resolutions too. If you create an app that's like maximized on like 1080p and then you take it and maximize it on something that's 4K, obviously all the buttons are going to be the same size, so they're going to shrink down. They're going to go to different places. So what you need to do is factor in the size, like use percentages when you're factoring your sizes instead of actual pixels. So and use anchors. So when you're putting your controls on your surfaces, use the anchor properties to anchor it to like the top right or the top left or the bottom. If you want it in the middle, then the bottom and the top, anchor it between the two. Set your anchor points. That way when you're scaling the app and you're moving it around, all the buttons stay relative regardless of resolution, regardless of DPI scaling. But yeah, it is a pain in the ass. It's a total pain in the ass. When I was a developer at Microsoft, that was something we always had to take into account. With the DPI scaling stuff, and sometimes I just get lazy and I wouldn't do it in the tools. I'd just be like, fuck it, like turn your DPI scaling off if you want to use my tool. But to really account for DPI scaling and resolution, you need to go when you create your UIs, make sure that everything is percentage based. So your button is the same size on a 4K screen as it'd be on a 1080p screen. And also make sure that when you're resizing the window and you're refactoring the position and the size of all the controls within that window, make sure that you're using anchors and percentages to make sure that regardless of whatever resolution it looks right. And that should help you out. But I will tell you right now, it is frustrating, and there isn't a super duper easy way to do it other than switching to like Windows presentation framework, because the Windows presentation framework will take care of all that shit for you, like internally. Like if you say put a button here and anchor it to here and here, it's just automatically going to figure out how to handle DPI scaling. It's automatically going to figure out everything. But the Win32 controls are so ancient and they're so grandfathered in, they can't add that support. They can't add that support because it would break it for everything else. So you have to actually do that. And I wouldn't be surprised. You could probably find a library if you go poking around. I'd be willing to bet that you can probably find a library out there that'll do it for you, that you could probably just apply to your project and set some parameters and it'll go through and like set all the controls and shit for you. But I've never used such a library. So, you know, I don't honestly know if it exists. Yeah. So, but hopefully that helps you out. I hope that helps you out, Cameron. Sorry we missed the message first time around. It looks like there's a whole bunch of them. Like Bubba to Matt, thank you for the $2 super chat. He said, sadly, be a while since till my setup's presentable. Dude, my setup's like I took that one picture and it took 3 days to do this. Like my room is already trashed again. Like
just post it. Just show it anyway. Just post it, man.
Show it lived in, man.
It's progress picture. Like, hey, this is the before, and then you show us the after. I agree. Don't hide that shit.
I agree. I absolutely agree. Let's see here. Scrolling on through, what do we got here over in chat? Be sure to tag us in chat, guys, if you have any like question or topic that you want us to talk about. And sir, can you entertain the troops for a second? My 40-year-old bladder wants to go drain into the toilet, so I will be right back.
All right, let's do that. What's up, you guys? It's my show now. It's my show.
Captain,
what's up? I'm the captain now. So what's up, you guys? You want to talk? Hey. You don't see murder hornets? Oh, we talked about that already. That was crazy, dude. Watching this praying mantis eat the fucking head out of this thing, and oh man, it's crazy. It was crazy. Hey guys, what's up? Answer my question. What's your question? Ghost of Dream. What is your question? I'm good, CNBC. My mic worked very good. Show us your new shit. It's not ready yet. The new nerd space is not available. Sitting in the garage. I am in between homes, sort of. My lease at the house I was renting is ending in a few days. My lady and I are waiting for the house that we have bought to be built. I think Linus is trying to match your beard. Dude, I have to say, Linus looks so much better with his beard. Holy cow. The dude looks great with a beard. It's awesome. He should keep it kind of scraggly, like kind of short like that. He looks great with a beard. Holy cow. I'm shocked. Honestly. He I don't know. I just think he looks great with the beard, and he should keep it. It's freaking great. It's awesome. Copy versus clone. What is the difference? We need a little more context. In what? Because a copy could be a brand new reference. A clone still keeps the same. It refers back to the original, depending on what you're talking about. For hard drive, in that sense, there's probably not much difference. Like if we're just talking about data, like if you clone a drive, so
what's the topic?
Okay, that's a little weird. Copy versus clone when we're talking about hard drives. So I used to, what I would back in the day, I used to refurbish old PC hardware. I would take one machine. I would take a very small hard drive, install Windows and all the appropriate drivers, and I would clone that drive to all the rest of the machines that I was refurbishing, but they would usually have larger drives. So during that process, the clone process would actually keep the partition sizes relative to the total drive size. So like even though my original image was coming from, let's say, like a 10 gigabyte drive, if I put that onto a 200 gigabyte drive, the partition percentage would stay relative to the total size, right? Whereas if I had just copied the drive, the small drive to the other, I would have had to manually set up those partition sizes and that sort of thing. It's a little different. Copy, I think, is more about just the data, where clone is you're going to get all of the settings and stuff as well.
Yeah, you pretty much got it. So basically, clone is you're just recording every bit on the hard drive without any consideration for what the data actually is.
Yeah, it's 1-to-1.
Yeah, so you're literally, if you clone a drive and you restore it to another drive, you get a partition that's exactly the same size with the data, not only the same data in place, but in the same order on the sectors and everything. It's like it's restored perfectly the way it was when you took it. Whereas you copy files and you're copying it to another drive, they're going to be written more efficiently, different sectors, different size. It's not going to matter the size when you restore it because you're literally just restoring the files to a file system. You're not restoring the whole file system.
Right.
Which is what you do with a clone.
With copies, you might also be getting references, like memory references. It's going to try and look back to where those files and stuff came from originally, which now we're starting to get kind of more into like memory management and stuff, where like, variables will, if you just copy it to a new space, it's not a real copy of that data. It's actually just referencing back to a previous memory block. And that might be getting a little more.
Microsoft doesn't do that as much as they used to. Like that, what you're describing is symbolic links. And so symbolic links in a file system is basically you have multiple entries for a file in the file system, but they all reference the same data so that you can have the same file in like 20 different folders, but it's still only occupying the space of the one file.
One of them.
Yes, but if you update that one file, you end up updating it for everything else that references it, even though those files appear to be in different directories. You can still create symbolic links under NTFS. It's actually supported by the file system, but not a lot of people use it very much anymore because there's a lot of weird problems that come along with it. You install something that upgrades like the Microsoft Visual C runtime under Visual Studio, and then all of a sudden every other app that installed its own copy of it for version, because it required that version, now it blows up and doesn't work, and you're like, what the fuck? It's got its own files. How's that happening?
Glad to hear that they stopped doing that.
Yeah, so you can do it though. It's like it's not a feature that's like heavily advertised or supported anymore. Awesome. And then there's another one that's called shadow copy, which is also similar, basically like a shortcut where you're basically not doing it at the file system level, but instead you're doing it as a part of the files and just saying that this file is just a shortcut to the other file, and then the operating system recognizes that and sees it and resolves it for you. And that way the file system doesn't have to support it. So if you're using like FAT32, for instance, which doesn't support symbolic linking like NTFS does, you could use that as like a stopgap. But again, I haven't seen any of that shit practically used since like Windows Vista. Yeah. So I don't think that it's something that's heavily used anymore. The only thing I think it is used for though is I can't remember what it's called, the Windows file protection. So Windows file protection is something that was introduced, I believe, in Windows 8. And what it does is if you try to run anything as an administrator on the desktop, what it does is it isolates all the system files into another space entirely. So the program thinks that it's writing to, say, Windows System 32 or the Windows directory, but in reality, it's writing to a folder under the app data folder for the user, and it just mirrors it. It looks just like it, but any changes that are made to it, it adds in addition to. And if you try to modify a file, it copies it and makes the modifications. So that way, if you get something that's like ransomware, you get something that's trying to install a worm or modify your box and you reboot your box, it won't load because it thinks it's editing the system files. It will succeed in doing so, but when you reboot the computer, it won't actually run them or recognize them.
Oh, wow.
So there's some cool shit. Microsoft does have some cool shit.
Sometimes.
In Windows 10. Sometimes. I'm not just gonna give them like an open-ended like you're awesome, you guys do everything right.
Right.
Dude, I haven't seen a chat message for like 6 minutes. Is everything okay with the stream?
Last I saw was Minecraft Jake 8585 said rub this nips.
Yeah, that's what I saw too. That was at 11:49. That was a long time ago. Can you guys type something in chat to let us know chat's still working, or did chat break? Because none of my windows are updating.
Hello?
Unless everybody's being quiet because we said many technical things, they were like freaking out and didn't know what's going on.
We broke the chat.
Let me see. Well, I'm showing we're still live. Yeah, we're still live here. So I think chat might be broken, guys. So if you're asking stuff and we're not responding to it, it's because chat probably isn't working. And they would have updated by now. Like somebody would have seen me say that and type something into chat. So I think chat is officially broken right now.
Oh man! Here,
yay! It's always something. It's always something. And we have over 600 viewers, so that's great too. That's a good number of viewers.
Man, what's going on? You know what? You guys are just gonna have to hit us up on Twitter.
Yep.
We're moving YouTube chat to Twitter. That's it. Sorry, guys.
come on
seriously,
over.
Though, what happened?
Yeah, I don't know. I just noticed that chat wasn't updated. It was updating like crazy, and then it stopped for like 4 minutes. I was like, that never happens.
A pop-out chat? Yeah, it's still
frozen in all my windows. I already F5'd them and everything. So this is weird, man. Here, let me see if I can type something. Test. Can you see me typing test?
No,
I can't see you. So so the server's not airing it. Weird.
Hello.
So guys, chat is officially broke. Oh, somebody was asking how my AC was working earlier. Does this answer your question? 68 degrees, just like I said. Look at that. Whoa, yeah.
That's a good temperature.
It's chilly. It's chilly up in this bitch. And the best part is it's set for 68, which means the air conditioner is actually doing accurate temperature, which it wasn't doing beforehand. By the way, it did break. Like I did actually lose it.
Oh.
I think it's funny that rub my nips is the last message in chat before it died. Right? That's great. Because like when you're sitting there talking about something, I was just sitting here going like this. I was like, I mean, we were already demonetized, so I was like, full send.
Yeah, whatever. Fuck it.
Oh my God. All right, so
what do we do?
Well, now they're just gonna have to come over to Twitter. I mean, so let's see. Okay, so Screwball said he's shouting in chat. So everybody can actually type stuff into the chat, just nobody can see it. It's like, did YouTube like turn our chat off?
Shadow banned.
Did we get shadow banned?
I don't know.
This is bizarre, dude. I've never seen this before. Like usually it'd be an error, right? There would be an error or something. There is no error. Let me open up the dashboard and see if they're reporting anything broken.
Yeah, nope, what's going on?
It's not reported as a known issue in the dashboard.
We miss you guys. I'm sorry.
Let's see what else we got going on over here. Let me check my live feed. Excuse me.
Bless you.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, my son. All right. So let me open it up here. It's opening. Stand by. Oh, it's taken forever to open the dashboard to this.
Everything's broken.
Nope, still rub my nips, but the video's working great and everything's still working great there, and we still have 624 viewers. So we need.
Appreciate. They're saying all kinds of rude stuff. I bet right now, and we can't.
They probably are like fuck you. And it's like that every comment's been filtered.
They're just taking over.
Oh, Simon said chat's working fine where he's at. Colin said, okay, chat's still working. You're just not seeing it. Chat's fine for us. Only you got a problem. Well, how is it possible that both
I have a problem
me
too.
and AuxxZillary have a problem and we're in two different locations? So the only thing I can think of is the server we're connected to for chat isn't updating like theirs are.
Well, let me see. I'll just close all my windows that might have anything to do with YouTube.
Let me do the same thing. I'm going to open up an incognito window and just go to the stream.
Good call. I'm going to do that too.
Just in case we just got shadow banned. I think we got shadow banned from our own channel.
That's fine.
All right. Well, live showing. Okay, chat's open and nope. Rub his nips. That's it. Huh?
Yeah. It's. Oh, I have to sign in. maybe. No, I should still be able to see.
No,
chat,
you'll still be able to see the
talk.
chat. You just can't type. Yeah. So it's, dude, our server that we're connected to here in Washington State just stopped updating. I've never seen this happen on YouTube before. Like I'm not even kidding you guys. Like, and we're both doing it, so it's not on our side because we don't have any connection when it comes to the chat. We're both directly connected to YouTube to watch the stream.
Right.
So, is there anybody else that's in Washington? I wonder that could tell us if they're having the same problem. Here, let me keep updating Twitch.
This is so weird.
Oh yeah. Ariel Knight Studio said chat is broke for me. Let's see here. Scroll through here. So a bunch of people are saying it's working fine for them. Can they see what we're typing though? Like, can you guys see what here? I'm going to type test a bunch. Somebody come over on Twitter and tweet me and tell me if you saw test a whole bunch of times. So I just entered test like 10 times. So let me know if you see test, because if you don't, then the weird thing is we're not getting errors. Like the chat server is saying it's connected and I'm sending messages. It's not airing out. Like usually it airs out when it's broken and like, oh, can't connect to chat. Living Dead Girl said, yeah, she can see the test message, so they can see what we're typing. And chat's broken for Miss Liz too. So this is an intermittent issue. Well, shoot. Yep. Pet Rock Media just said that he can see all my test messages, and he just sent a screenshot to prove it. And it looks like about 80% of the people say chat's working, and about 20% are saying it froze, it nips. So this is bizarre, dude. This has never happened.
Volair just texted me and says I can't see chat on YouTube.
Yeah,
so
I think it just broke for
Washington
Washington and a couple other locations. Chat just like got broken.
That's so crazy.
This is bizarre, man.
Super weird.
And we tried using a different browser. I tried incognito window. I tried using Edge. So it's not this. It just died. Chat just died. And the weird thing is we can't even see each other's messages. Like I can't see AuxxZillary's message. He can't see mine. Which is bizarre because if our server was detached from the rest of you, we should at least be able to see each other's messages.
You'd think so.
Of course we're having technical issues.
What do we do, man?
I don't know. I guess it's weird not having people like continuously talking back. That's how I work.
This isn't. How do you do live content without an audience? Oh, you know what this is? This is
what?
Streaming 101. What do you do when you literally have no viewers?
Stop the stream? What do you do?
I have no. I mean, honestly, we just talk.
You were literally asking, like, what do you do when there's nobody listening?
I think get weird. This is good. This is good content because people. I mean, now we just talk amongst ourselves, I suppose. Because
and somebody said that I could use a VPN, but the problem is the second I change my VPN to the East Coast, it's going to disconnect me from YouTube. Yeah, and so I can't do that. Like, there's no way for me to do that. You know what I can do though?
What can you do?
Saved cell phone.
Oh.
So I'm gonna turn off my local connection and use 4G. Okay, we're gonna do this. We're gonna get this, guys. We're not gonna let YouTube win. We're not gonna let them win, guys.
Yeah, let's see if that makes any difference.
All right, I'm opening up TechTalk right now. And live chat.
YouTube TV.
All right, I'm opening up TechTalk right now. Damn it! It still is stuck on rub this nips. Lol.
Yep.
Oh. Like this is all we see, guys. That's it. Like it doesn't update at all, and I'm over 4G right now. So
yeah, same.
Let me see. Do I have my VPN installed on here? Hold on.
You can't see because it's too bright. There we go.
Let me see if I can VPN my phone out through 4G to another network so I can see chat. We're gonna try to defeat this, guys. This is a live hack the system.
So weird.
Let's see if we can do this. Yeah, give me some. Well, super chat's still working. I heard a super chat.
Oh, let me see.
So at least the people paying still can get their messages seen. I heard the noise though. Oh.
Well, you have the dashboard, so you'll be able to.
Let me see if it shows up here in a second. That was weird. I heard the sound. That was the sound.
Keep talking though. Maybe go into another tech topic. Oh yeah, sure. I mean, we do.
Well, we'll hear in a second. It's just I want to defeat this now. I want to be able to have a workaround.
Yeah, I don't even remember what our topics were anymore. Oh yeah, moon mining.
Oh yeah, the Artemis stuff.
That's just going to be kind of interesting. Space Force is going to have a base up on the moon to protect our mining interests on the moon, because apparently the White House is working on I don't know, some sort of. I think they're calling it the Artemis Accords in relation to the Artemis project, mission, whatever. We're sending people back to the moon, and it's called Artemis. So I guess the Artemis, like the Apollo program, right? Artemis program, I suppose, is the
pull
right
pull up
term
the
there.
pull up the document on it. Let's see what it's all about.
Let me see. I think that one was from CNET. I'll just put in CNET moon mining. Yeah. Okay, so apparently the proposed accords aim to build a framework allowing companies to own the resources they mine on the moon under international law. So let's see here. Legal blueprint, mining on the moon, U.S. sponsored international agreement called the Artemis Accords. Safety zones. They're talking about proposing safety zones that would surround future moon bases to prevent damage or interference from other nations or companies. This is from Reuters. Reuters? I'm not sure how that's
Hemorrhoiders. Excuse me.
Let's see. Oh, bless you.
Well, thank you.
U.S. officials plan to negotiate the Artemis Accords with space partners like Canada. Canada.
I like Canada.
Canada. Yeah, Canada, Japan, European countries, and the United Arab Emirates. I don't think they're going to find oil on the moon. Though Russia is a major partner with NASA on the International Space Station, it will not be an early partner in the Accords because
I heard about that. Yeah, they're kicking them out because they're bad actors. Bad actors.
No, I thought Trump was such good buddies with Putin and Russia and stuff. There can't be bad actors. They're very fine people over there.
They are actually. Yeah, I don't know why. I don't know why he's being such a dick about this.
Honestly, much like the United States, I'm sure the general populace is actually probably pretty cool, but they just have shitty government. Like
here, I actually have an observation with this though. This has to be like a Trump brainchild. It absolutely has to be because I'm like, how expensive is it to bring materials back from the moon? And then if you're at the moon, why do you need to own them? If you're using them on the moon, if you're mining them on the moon, you're using them there and you're not bringing them back or reselling them. It doesn't seem like anybody could challenge that.
Getting them from the moon, cheap. Yeah. You just drop it into the gravity well and it's going to crash into Earth no matter what. It's getting stuff to the moon. That's what's expensive.
No, but still getting it into that gravity pull, you still have to get it to escape the gravity of the moon, which even though it's 1/10, it's still, but still, like, I mean, you got to get the fuel to the craft to get it off the damn moon. It just doesn't seem practical.
A guy could throw a baseball and beat the escape velocity of the moon. Here, what is okay? Hey Google, what's the escape velocity of the moon? 2.38 kilometers per second. You could almost run faster. No, that's
no. That's fast, dude. That's faster than a bullet goes.
Compared to okay, Google, what is the escape velocity for Earth?
Okay, I got it here. So the escape velocity
is 11.2 kilometers, which is...
Okay. That's 7,808 feet per second. That is twice the speed of a 50 caliber BMG bullet. So you still need to have you better be like have an arm on you to throw that baseball into orbit from the moon. So
that was perhaps a bit of an exaggeration.
No, I get it. I think it's 1/10, right? I think it's 1/10, 1/6. Okay, 1/6 of Earth's gravity. That still requires a fair amount of fuel, though, to get a payload off the surface of the moon.
Sure.
And then once you do drop it, like, how long does it take to get back to Earth? Just like,
it couldn't be that long. Couldn't be that long.
Because I don't know the whole spatial mechanics thing, but I would imagine that if you just chucked it at the Earth,
like. If you didn't accelerate at all, it would probably take a couple days.
Chat's working.
Hey, there's back.
Chat's back. Oh my god! I just noticed it just massively updated, so they fixed it.
You both been healthy. Wondering what you guys actively do to avoid this human malware. I probably already had it and just didn't notice.
Yeah, I'm starting to think the same thing.
To be perfectly frank, I'm probably a part of that part of the population that was asymptomatic, because like we didn't really start doing anything about it, and like Washington's a hot zone. We had, I know people who worked near the original, what they call the original, like the ground zero or whatever. So it's likely that I've already got it and it's been done and over with, I guess.
See, and I'm kind of thinking the same thing, but I need to antibody test to confirm it, because I get bronchitis every year, and I've been suffering from breathing problems for like the last 3 days. And then last month I also had the same thing where I was having trouble breathing, but I'm coughing a lot. over the last 3 days, I've been coughing like pretty much nonstop. Today's the first day that I haven't just been coughing continuously in the last 3 days. So I think I'm on the mend, but it's like without that antibody test, I don't know if I've had it yet or not. We've been really careful. Like our quarantine, like literally, like when groceries and stuff are delivered, we're like wiping them down with antiseptic, or not antiseptic. Well, I guess it'd be, yeah. So we're wiping them down with like alcohol and Lysol, and we're making sure that we're like way overly careful. Like if we go outside and we come back in, we take our clothes off at the door and take them back and throw them in the washer machine, and then go wash our hands, take a shower. I mean, we've been like treating it like it's freaking airlock situation here.
Nice.
So yeah. So anyways, I'd be surprised if I had it, but if I did, I mean, that would just be a testament to how nasty of a little bug it is that can get around, right? If I take all those precautions and I'm still able to get it. But at the same time, I want to know if I got it, because at least if I got it, then I know that I have the antibodies built up for it, and which doesn't necessarily mean you can't get it again. It just more or less means if you get it again, it's probably not going to be as bad, or at least not any worse than what it was. So that's kind of what I'm hoping for, is that go get the antibody test. If one of us tests positive, we're all we would have all gone through it. Like that's the one thing they're noting, is it's so contagious that if you were in the same household with other people that have it, you're going to get it. Like they even had people that were like self-isolating in their house, like in a room wearing masks and all that stuff, and still the people that were in the freaking house with them got sick. So we'll see. we'll see how it goes.
Well, it's still updating. Like I'm getting old messages.
See it. Oh yeah, this chat's like blowing up now. Hey Brian Jones, thank you for the $2 super chat. Aref, thank you for the $5 super chat. Saying gonna listen to y'all while I'm tearing up tile in my house. That's the best time to listen to us, man. Hey, and Andy, thank you for that test, man. So oh wow. Look, my test messages are just now showing up in chat.
I saw. Yeah, I refreshed, and then it's
like crawling like one message a second. This is bizarre. It's like it is trying to catch up.
I think if you refresh, it'll catch all the way back up.
It will. Okay, hold on. Let me try that. Like it's artificially slowing it down with like scripts or something. Let me see. Oh yeah, there we go. So I have 5. Hey Chris, greetings to you, sir. Scrolling up here. Okay, so Miss B, I can see her messages. I can see your messages now. Here, I'm going to type test. Let me know if you see it as soon as I type this. Okay. You don't see it?
No, I said hello, type 1, and I'm not getting anything.
Yeah, it's still not showing up. And now I think chat's frozen again.
Yeah, I think you just do.
Damn it! It just fixed. What is going on, YouTube?
I mean, I don't want to clear my cache. It's such a pain in the butt. It means I have to log into everything again, and like, no, I'm not doing it. I refuse. I'm not doing it. Yeah, I refreshed and it broke.
That was funny. I tweeted Bitwood Kyle a picture of me wearing his shirt on stream, and he messaged, and I put a little praying emoji, and he said, "What are you praying for me, man?" I was like, "Dude, I'm trying to sell you shirts." He's like, "Herp and derp." I just noticed the shirt. He didn't even notice the picture I sent him that I was wearing a shirt. That was funny. Oh, I'm trying to sell everybody's merch lately, but my own. That's my new mission. And I haven't given it any thought, but I'm just full send. I'm just gonna sell Linus's merch. I'm gonna sell Bitwit's merch, because I suck at selling my own merch. So I'm gonna practice selling other people's merch. And then when I get the confidence level up, I'll come back and sell mine. And if you guys want to buy my merch, because chat's broken, you won't see it anyways. I'm just gonna put shop.barnerd.com. There you go. Go buy a shirt or a cup. Go buy a shirt and a cup and be just like me. It'll give you like a plus 20 agility boost. Let's see what else we going on. So the Artemis Accords. Is there anything else interesting there other than
no,
we're going to try to establish some kind of a space freaking like the Federation?
It's just I think it's just starting.
I'm just curious what they're interested in there. Because is there anything interesting on the moon? Because I thought the moon was basically just a big like inert rock. I mean, I know it's got mineral content, but still like.
I think isn't bauxite? Isn't there bauxite on the moon? And
yeah, that's what they make cheap aluminum foil out of. Like that's not really that useful.
Well, aluminum in general, I think, is made from. Yeah, for example, the Lunar Highlands mineral and northite is similar to the ore bauxite from which aluminum is produced. Let's see. Well, this is from permanent.com. Lunar geology minerals. Let's see here. Before we discuss materials, blah blah blah. Lunar Highlands bauxite. Okay, this menu thing needs to go away. Let's see. There's a mineral consisting of aluminum, calcium, silicon, oxygen, chemical formula of blah. The smelter's job is to split all that up to produce pure aluminum. and optionally calcium metal, free oxygen, silica glass, and perhaps pure silicon. So there are
Is
there are
any of
some
that
good
stuff
there.
like expensive though? Like hard to mine here on Earth, where it'd be worth the additional cost to mine it on the moon?
I don't know.
That's what I'm wondering, man. I'm like,
Helium. Looks like you could get some helium.
well, I know helium's in short supply, like here.
Yeah.
Because like every time we use helium, it basically just off gases out into space basically at some point,
Right.
like once we free it from the ground. So I know that's but like I'm just trying to think to myself, like the only thing I can think of is there something on the moon that we can make fuel out of? Because that would be the one thing we would want is like rocket fuel, because then we could build like a refueling station on the moon and we would literally make the rocket fuel there to then fuel rockets to jump them to Mars. So we'd basically use it as like a refueling center. So because we're going to burn all of our fuel breaking orbit, right? If we send big ships up like Falcon Super Heavies and stuff, we're going to burn so much fuel that they're going to need to refuel in orbit. But if we had a fueling station on the moon, we would just take them up there, send them to the moon, and then the moon would refuel from there, and then they could go from there to Mars.
Titanium.
Oh, okay.
It says here the Apollo 11 and Apollo 17 sites were surprisingly rich in an economically attractive titanium mineral. Oh, we're getting
chat's updating again. Wow, what the fuck is wrong, YouTube?
Thanks for the $2 test, Brian Jones.
YouTube is fucking you. Yeah, they are. Fuck. I like all these test messages that are going by.
Man.
I gotta unhide these.
Was claimed for all mankind. I think the original Moon Treaty actually split it up amongst the superpowers. I'd need to do some quick googling on that. It's 1/10 gravity plus no atmosphere. Oh, that helps too.
Oh yeah, the no atmosphere is big.
Read it, dude. That's one of my favorite books, Willy Wanty. The Moon is a Harsh Mistress. Great book. They do talk about a lot of that. The physics involved with mining the moon for. I think they're really trying to get water or something. But
they're trying to get what?
Oh, in the book, The Moon is a Harsh Mistress. They do. They pull a lot of water out of the rocks. They grow. It's almost like a prison colony in the book. It's a really good one. I highly recommend it. It's by Robert
Well, if you can
Heinlein.
get water, you have fuel, right? Because most of these rocket engines run on hydrogen. Like liquid hydrogen is so. If you have a source of water and you have a source of sunlight, which on the moon, no atmosphere, you're getting the same sunlight on the surface of the moon as you would in orbit. So with solar panels, you have electricity, you have water. That means you have hydrogen and oxygen. So you have a fuel and an oxidizer. And you could recycle that fuel and the oxidizer for other things to make even more elemental compounds, right? Using the heat and the power from it. So if we could get that from the moon, then yeah, the moon would just basically become like, the Exxon fuel depot for space travel. But then the thing is, the second we do that, that Russia, because Russia already has the technical capability to get to the moon. They've had it forever. It's a waste of time at this point, but they could do it. Like if we had a presence on the moon, it would literally be like within 6 months, the Russians would be like orbiting the moon, trying to like land shit and stake their own claims. Right.
Yep.
And China's already proven they can get to the moon, right? They can't land shit on it very well, but they can get to the moon. So, it's like, and I think India, what is it? ESA or whatever, the Indian Space Agency or European Space Agency. What's the one that India has?
Something.
It seems like everybody can get into orbit these days. Like that's not that crazy of a thing.
It's not a big deal. Yeah, I think getting to the moon isn't that big a deal. I mean, come on, it's been 50 years.
Yeah, I mean, shit, we did it. We've done it. Like what? How many moon landings did we do? Is it like 4 or 5?
Oh, I'm not sure.
It was quite a few. I was surprised when I saw it because I always thought, I never really paid much attention to it. I always thought that we only went to the moon like twice and actually landed. And apparently we landed like multiple times. And then like we landed the rover. So the rover that's still up there. Then there was 2 missions before that. And then what was the final one? There was a final mission. We went to the moon and did something. I don't know. Were they trying to hit a golf ball or some shit? Let's see.
No, I think that was one of the first ones.
Was that one of the first ones? All right, let's see here. Moon landings. I want to see how many there are. Okay, so here's the moon landing. Apollo 11 was the first one. Let's see, scrolling through here. Apollo 11 was the first crewed mission to land on the moon on 20th July 1969. Okay, and then moving forward, we're the only country to have successfully conducted crewed missions on the moon, with the last departing the lunar surface in December 1972. Wow, so all the missions to the moon were between 1969 and 1972? Wow, that's a pretty tight window.
That's it? Yeah, that's not very much.
And so let's see. Okay, the Change 4 spacecraft from China made its first landing on the far side of the moon. Oh, they did successfully land.
Nice.
I thought China like ate shit into the planet. Is that like their second mission or something? Because which was the one that I thought it was China that sent the spacecraft? Oh, there goes Chad again. I thought it was China that sent the spacecraft that like ate shit into the moon.
I know. Yeah, I'm pretty sure they did crash. Yeah.
Yeah. So, oh yeah, here we go. So the Soviet Union performed their first moon landing hard, meaning the spacecraft intentionally crashed into the moon.
Well, they did it on purpose. Okay.
They did it on purpose. Yeah. Probably trying to aim for our guys. Just kidding. That'd be funny. We land on the surface of the moon, and Neil Armstrong's like, one large step for man, and then like this tiny little satellite just comes down and just blows up their lunar capsule, and the Russians are like, we were successful. Let's see. To get to the moon, a spacecraft must first leave Earth's gravity well. Currently, the only practical means is to use a rocket. Unlike airborne vehicles such as balloons and jets, a rocket can continue accelerating in the vacuum outside of the atmosphere. Upon approach to the target moon, a spacecraft will be drawn ever closer to its surface at increasing speeds due to gravity. In order to land intact, it must decelerate to less than 160 kilometers per hour or 99 miles per hour and be ruggedized to withstand a hard landing impact, or it must decelerate to negligible speeds at contact for a soft landing, the only option for humans, obviously.
Sheesh.
The first 3 attempts by the U.S. to perform a successful hard moon landing with a ruggedized seismometer package in 1962 all failed. The Soviets first achieved the milestone of a hard lunar landing with a ruggedized camera in 1966, followed only months later by the first uncrewed soft lunar landing by the US. Interesting. So the Russians actually had a camera on the moon before we got there?
Oh, nice.
Dude, in 1966, Russia landed a camera on the moon. That's crazy. I've never seen any pictures from it. I want to see that. It said the speed of the crash landing on its surface was typically between 70 and 100% of the escape velocity of the target moon, and thus this total velocity which must be shed from the target moon's gravitational attraction for the soft landing to occur. For Earth's moon, the escape velocity is 2.38 kilometers per second or 1.48 miles per second. The change of, I mean, that's still hauling ass, dude. That is hauling ass. But again, no wind resistance, right? So once you get up to that speed, it's a lot easier. It's a hell of a lot easier to maintain it, right?
Right.
You don't have that delta V problem, right?
Basically nothing getting in your way.
Yeah, because I know here on Earth you can only accelerate to a certain speed, otherwise you just rip the spacecraft apart. Like they can't throttle it up all the way until they get past the point where the wind, the air density is low. Right? What is it called? I think it's delta V. Is that what they call it? Like where I watch these Everyday Astronaut or whatever, and he keeps saying this delta V thing. I think that's where it's at its maximum stress. So basically the rocket is at the point where it's pushing so hard against the atmosphere that is the most stressful point to the craft where it's failure point. And then once it gets past that, then the atmosphere starts to thin and they can start accelerating again. And then eventually it can get up to like 26,000 miles an hour or some shit like that, or 17,000 to get in orbit. But you couldn't do that inside the atmosphere because it would just instantly like vaporize the rocket. Oh, is chat working now?
It seems to come and go.
I saw you say woo. That's the last thing I saw.
That was a while back.
Oh, Volaire said his employer sent him a ton of PPE.
Oh, nice.
Oh, bro, I need a mask, man. You gotta. I need a disposable mask, and I don't trust anyone that I make. I really don't. Everybody's like, why haven't you made a video like 3D printing PPE yet? And I'm like, you know what? I don't trust this shit. I played around with it a little bit. Don't get me wrong. The face shields are great. Like everybody doing the face shields, that's fan-fucking-tastic. But the masks, I have yet to see a mask that I would trust. Like that's 3D printed or put together. And I understand that something's better than nothing. Like as long as you have some material in front of your face, to stop the particulate. It doesn't have to be, so many microns to prevent it from. It just has to be enough to create some deceleration to slow it down so you can get closer to people without having a bunch of your particles like flying in their mouth.
Oh, that'd be great.
And to lower the viral load or whatever it is, because apparently you do need like a certain concentration of the virus to actually catch it. And I was reading something to the degree of you can actually build up an immunity to some viruses by just introducing your body to a very small dose of it. Like I always thought that like a virus was an all or nothing thing. Like you either get it or you don't get it. But apparently you can be exposed to bacterial and viral loads that are so small that your body actually can build up immunity to it before it can do any relative damage. Oh. And so there's like a certain amount where it's like, once it goes over that point, that's where you get really, really sick and your body has a big fight on its hands. But if you just get a little tiny bit of it, you can kind of fight it off before it creates any massive problems.
Isn't that kind of the idea behind a vaccine?
It is, but a vaccine's a dead virus, right? It's like intentionally a neutered virus that doesn't have a capability of care. So basically, it's like just putting a dead corpse inside of your system, and all your T cells are like, oh, kill it with fire.
Okay. Huh.
So it's like they tie the virus's hands behind its back. So they don't use an active. They don't, as far as I know, in most vaccines at least, they don't use an active virus. They use, and that's why it's so difficult to make a vaccine, right? Is because you have to figure out how to cripple the virus so that it's no longer a threat, but have it still match the pattern so that your immune system identifies it and attacks it. Jeez. So vaccines are kind of tricky little bitches to create. Like, I don't really know what's involved in actually manufacturing a vaccine. Yeah. That's something that I actually would like to learn. Holy shit, Brian PC, thank you for that 10 pounds. He said, why would they mine our gravitational effect away?
I don't think, well, I suppose if you stretch the timeline far enough, yes, you would have some effect on the moon's gravity.
Oh, okay, that's what he means.
That's because, right, if we strip the moon of its mass, it's not going to have as much of a gravitational effect. But that's like saying we're going to tilt the Earth, too far one way by moving a mountain, by digging holes in the ground. Like, I feel like there's a misunderstanding of the scale that we're talking about here. It would take an enormous, like, the scale of the mass that you're talking about to have an effect on like the tides and stuff is literally astronomical.
Yeah, just think about what we've done on Earth. How many rockets we've launched, how much fuel we burn every day, how much off-gassing we do into space. Like, it's infinitesimal.
If you look at the numbers of the zeros, there's just so many zeros, and it's amazing. Like, think about like the trash. Right, just the waste that gets moved from one place on Earth to another. It's trillions and trillions of numbers so large they lack emotional context, and it does, like, the scale of the actual planet, the scale of the moon is so huge that there's no way within any sort of reasonable amount of time we could have an appreciable effect on the tidal flux of the moon. There's no way. Just no way. It would take so much.
How large is the moon in comparison to the Earth, like mass-wise?
I don't know.
Let's see here. Moon compared to Earth.
First moon size comparison.
All right, let's see here.
The moon weighs about 80 times less than Earth and is about 1/4 the size.
Okay, so yeah, still, I mean, that scale is still like astronomically huge.
It's humongous. The diameter is 2,159 miles.
And then the other thing that you have to take into consideration too is that because the moon has no atmosphere, it's off-gassing everything that makes it to the surface. So any gas pockets or anything that's trapped beneath the surface of the moon that's slowly working its way towards the surface, it's off-gassing into space. So its mass is constantly reducing anyways, just from the sun hitting it realistically.
It's crazy, man.
So, but I mean, that would be interesting though, if we actually could mine at that capacity where we could start having a problem where it's like we have to literally start taking mass back to the moon so that it doesn't degrade its orbit. But the truth is, I mean, the Earth, and here's the thing too, is the Earth off gases too, as long as you keep those two things in lockstep, you should be relatively safe. If the Earth is losing a bunch of its mass because of what we're doing and sending rockets into space at the same rate that we're taking away, then the gravitational poles are going to be affected by that, right? Because gravity is based on mass.
I just think it's to such a scale as like being concerned about the sun swelling up and destroying the planet.
Yeah, like if we're not gone by the time that becomes a problem, we're already dead. Like, yeah,
the scale is just.
Somebody said. Did you see that? Somebody said helium-3. We can mine helium-3 from the moon. I didn't know what helium-3 was, but I just looked it up, and apparently it's something that has a lot of potential for like a fission product or a fusion product. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. So future nuclear power plants. So, okay. So is this something that's like really hard to find on Earth?
I don't know.
Because I could get that. I would understand that. Like if we could mine something on the moon that's literally so in such small quantities here on Earth that it's less expensive for us to literally go to the moon and grab like a shoebox full of it and bring it back. It's cheaper to do that than to mine it from our own planet. then I would totally understand that. Like why we'd want to have mining rights on the moon. But I'm just trying to figure out like what like prompted this. I wonder like what thing they explained to the Orange Man where he was just like, we need to like get a lease agreement with the solar system to like lock this shit down. And the other thing too is who's going to honor it? Like, let's be honest here. Space is like the final frontier, right? Like you're not going to be able to just say, oh, I signed some shit with a couple of countries that say that you can't take shit from our moon because we claimed it. Like that means jack shit up there. Like what are you gonna do? You're not gonna like fucking dispatch like, some bombers to like go and attack the moon people. Like by the time you get there, it's like they already saw you coming for 6 months and prepared for it,
Right.
I don't see that being like a real problem. But do you think this will be interesting because now we're gonna just wander into science fiction here.
Right.
So every time that there's I won't even say arguably, I think it's factual. I think this is absolutely factual that anytime that we achieve a new level of military, like God, I can't even speak English today. Whenever we get a new military technology, it's inevitable that everybody else rises to that occasion to match it. So if you create a nuclear bomb, they create a nuclear bomb. You create a MIRV, they create a MIRV. Now, as long as you're ahead of the curve and you're the first guy that created it, you're protected for a period of time. But ultimately, if you didn't create that weapon, then nobody else would have had to create it to defend against it, right?
Yeah.
So you end up creating your own problem, right? The more so inevitably, now we're to the point where we literally have weapons that can shoot satellites down. Like we can literally fly like an F-18 Hornet up and launch a damn Pegasus missile off the bottom of it. And it flies up and with perfect accuracy can just blow a freaking satellite out of orbit traveling at like 17,000 miles per hour. So the fact that we have that technology means that we could already wage war in space. Arguably, we have ICBMs. They can go into orbit, right? They go into low orbit, circumvent the planet, and then come down, right? Because it's really hard to shoot something down once it's outside of the atmosphere because you have no aerodynamics, right? It's all space. So factoring all this in, now you have Space Force coming online, which means every other country, once they get serious about it, is going to have to create their Space Force. And now you literally have the United States like the Federation, you have the Russia as like the Klingon Empire, you got like, China over there being like the Romulans, or not the Romulans, China would be the Ferengi, right? Because they're the entrepreneurs, manufacture everything, sell everything. So we're basically gonna have the Federation here on Earth. And we're going to start having battles in space. I think that is going to be a real thing. I don't know about in our lifetime, but I think that there will be a military altercation in space, a manned military altercation in space sometime in the next like 200 years. And that's going to be like commonplace. Like our moon base is going to be under attack by like terrorists that built a spaceship in their backyard because technology becomes more accessible over time, right? Too. Right, so where like, for instance, nobody would have ever dreamed that you could build a car like back in like the 1800s late 1800s, like the Model T comes out, right? And in early 1900s, the car was Mercedes, I think created it in the late 1800s. Nobody back then could have built that in their backyard, like just went and built it, right? The mechanics it was too complicated. Like people wouldn't have been able to figure it out. Now you can just literally go and get a machine shop and like build your own block and go get CNC machines and 3D printers. And you could arguably scratch build a car today. That would be a way higher performing vehicle than back then. So let's fast forward now. Now you're going to have like model rocket kits. Like people can already fly around in ultralights. Like, is there going to be like an ultralight spacecraft at some point where it's like, I'm going to go build my nuclear fission reactor, 1-seater spaceship that I can fly into space and then terrorists start loading it up with explosives and crashing it into the moon? Like, do you see a future where that happens?
I think eventually, especially with the way privatization of spaceflight's going, I could see where it would eventually get to a point where either DIY you could somehow build together. Like honestly, there's no reason you couldn't build yourself a rocket now. Like I imagine with the appropriate permits and stuff to get the appropriate chemicals and things, you could build yourself a liquid fuel rocket. And
there's nothing particularly special about them, right?
I mean, outside of the like crazy like complexity of it, no, I don't think so.
Well, liquid fuel rockets are super complicated. Solid fuel rockets are dumb as shit. So if you just want to get into space,
fuel, you pack enough solid fuel in there, you'll get there. So I imagine just like you were saying, like cars or any other like sufficiently like advanced technology, Yeah, you'll be able to go down to your local fucking Home Depot or whatever and buy
Build a
yourself a little
spaceship.
Mr. Fusion fucking rocket booster, and yeah, or if not, you could get one custom built, a
Yeah.
little, you know, a 2-seater little rocket, and you
Yep.
just like airplanes, which you used as an example. Sure, why not? You could very easily, if you know what you're doing, build yourself an airplane out of sticks, twigs, and fucking canvas.
But as time goes on, it just keeps getting easier, right? I mean, it becomes a thing where like tomorrow something is trivial that's complicated today.
For a couple grand, I could buy a kit and it delivered to my fucking front door. I put it together and take off from my driveway, you know? And so, again, scales, you stretch the timeline far enough. Sure. Yes. 100%. Yes. It'll be just like goofy sci-fi stuff. You'll see personal rockets and, you know, oh, I got a meeting on the moon tomorrow, so I got to fucking fly away. Or you'll rent one or something.
Because I was thinking about like even like the International Space Station. Just, you know, they keep adding modules to it, right? And then they send more people up to it. And first you had Mir with like 3 people on it. Now you have the International Space Station. It's like 8 or 10 people on it. Can have more than that. And it's expanded. It's like, do we eventually get to a point where the International Space Station is so big that there's like 20 starships like parked at that sumbitch? There's like 1,000 people on board. They're like ferrying fuel up from the planet using like a what do they call those things? The gravity elevator or whatever, space elevator. They use like a space elevator to bring materials up and shit like that. So it's like trivial and doesn't cost that much. And you have people like just flying up there for the day, just like hang out at the International Space Station, have a coffee at the cafe, and then like fly back home. Like I think that is a reality at some point in our future. And when that happens, you're going to have space terrorists and space pirates. You're literally going to, just because it doesn't matter what the technology is, they always seem to adapt and catch up with it.
It's a weird, it's a weird sort of.
What does a space pirate look like? Like a Somalian space pirate? Like what? I'm trying to vision that. I am the captain. You will speak to me as he's like driving around his warp ship, like built out of like scrap materials from the wrecking yard.
Yeah, I feel like we're almost like it's like a. Like, because we've talked about it a lot in science fiction, it becomes reality because we've talked about it, right? Like it's a weird sort of like grandfather paradox sort of thing.
It is kind of funny how that happens. I do notice that every time we talk about something as science fiction, it does seem to manifest in that direction. Like everything, like rockets, space travel, landing on the moon, that was all visualized way before.
I don't know where like physics was at in the 40s and 50s. Like I remember antimatter, right?
Yeah.
That sounded like such a fake, like magic sort of thing. And then like I was reading old sci-fi from the 50s and stuff as a kid, and they were talking about that sort of thing. I don't know where physics was at that time, whether they were just making that shit up or if they really did have like a concept for it at that point. But now we make antimatter in small amounts. Like that's a thing. We make it. We've proven that it wasn't just a guess. Like maybe when my dad was a kid, it was a theory. Like, oh, we have all this matter, so there must be antimatter, right? Now it's a thing. Like we know it.
Somebody proved it. Yeah.
And like I don't know if like are we shaping our reality by just like, well, man, we've had this theory for such a long time, and like the math kind of checks out, and we just keep poking at it and poking at it and poking at it, and we're like, are we making it real? Like we're starting to get into a weird sort of philosophical.
So like basically everything is possible. So since everything is theoretically possible, because what is it? Technology is indistinguishable from magic if you don't understand it. So just assume that everything is possible. And if you drive hard enough in that direction and you put enough time and resources in, you'll find a way to realize it in some capacity, or at least resembles what you thought.
And so why not? Why not? Yeah. Have you seen the show The Expanse?
I have. I love The Expanse.
Or I also read listened to one of the first books. And
didn't even know it was a book.
Not? Why not? Like honestly, I feel like that's one of the better, more realistic looks at a somewhat near future science fiction. Like I feel like everything that they talk about in that series in that book could be outside of like the weird. I don't know.
Like
how far
instead
you
of
got
space
in-
travel, you're like transferring bodies and stuff like that. What do they call
No,
that?
That's altered carbon.
Oh, that's altered carbon. What am I thinking? Oh no. Okay, I know what you're talking about. The Expanse is the one where
filters and all
they're
that.
using real physics.
Yeah,
Yeah, I know what you're talking about. Where they have to do gravity assists and actually like they have to fire the rockets backwards to slow down. Like they try to stay as true as possible.
They did a really good job with that.
Yeah,
and
I do remember that.
And man, I feel like that's you'll totally see that. That's the way it's going to be. You'll see little jumpers. There'll be small little like race cars that are just one person with one little rocket and stuff. And yeah, totally. And I totally feel like the timeline that they describe in the Expanse is accurate. Within 100 to 200 years, that's exactly what we'll see. We'll see a moon base. Honestly, I think you and I will see a permanent facility on the moon before we die. I would even estimate within 20 to 25 years.
I'd even go so far as to say within the next 5 to 10 years, we will have a manned presence on the moon. Like I don't know how permanent it'll be, but I think we will have like a presence where we're literally ferrying materials to them to keep them there rather than keep bringing them back and sending them there. I think
if we can get to a point where we are building in space, it's over. Like that's the big hurdle. Is it's so expensive to get stuff off the planet.
Yeah.
If we can get stuff, if we can really start a manufacturing presence on the moon and have like basically a space factory that orbits the moon or that's on the moon, that's it. It's over. Like we can it's easy enough to ship people to the moon, and then once you're on the moon, everything else is it's cheap. And so man, I'm super excited. I think we'll see a manned mission to Mars before we die. I don't know that we'll land. I feel like that's going to be really difficult, but I definitely think we'll send people. We'll orbit. Heck, why not? We could land. Sure.
Actually, you know what? That would make sense. That would make sense if we could send if we could build the equivalent of the ISS, just way bigger and way more self-sustaining. Yeah. If we could build that in orbit of Mars so that we had like a permanent presence there and we had an ability to manufacture fuel on Mars, which is what they're researching, then it would just be a matter of having that permanent orbital structure, sending people down to do the work over time, and then just keeping a constant resupply mission going until they're eventually self-sufficient.
If we send people to Mars, they might as well land. There'd be no point in sending a manned mission to Mars without landing, honestly. And it would have to be with the expectation that you're probably not coming back.
Yeah, I agree.
Like, unfortunately, like you're gonna have to go into that thinking you're not coming back. It's gonna be a one-way trip, and we're really sorry, but like you're. I mean, the guy orbiting, in the command module, he might come back, but the guy who lands probably not. And you're gonna live forever in the history books, my guy. But I'm sorry, you're gonna have to hope and just it's gonna suck. But I imagine when we first sent people to the moon, that was their thought process too. Look, you're gonna go around this big rock that's 3 days away. You're probably not coming back. And when you do come back, holy crap, that's going to be the coolest thing in the whole world for like 30 years, but it's like, you definitely
chat's
have
doing its thing again. Shit's blowing up.
It's very exciting. It's very exciting.
I think that the Mars thing is definitely, the moon thing excites me, but the Mars thing is like amazing just because of how far it is away. I want to think that if we were to land on Mars, what we need to do is send supplies first, right, ahead of time. So have rovers, have habitats, all that stuff dropped. Wait, what happened?
Chat is just mile a minute.
That is pretty crazy. Hey, Nick, thank you for that $1 super chat. Brian PC, thank you for the 10 pounds. He said, guys, the moon is made of cheese. Yeah, I know.
Oh, I forgot.
That's okay, man. As long as it's Velveeta, I'm good. Andy Cheese, thank you for the 2 pounds. He said, yes, it's cheese. And then Ryan Kupier, thank you for the €3 for the fist bump. So is this what it would look like? Like, so if we wanted to go to Mars, like realistically, I think we have to be able to tell the astronauts that are going there, if it's a one-way mission, we have to at least give them like a pretty high probability that they're going to survive, even if they're not coming back, that they're going to have some ability to thrive there. Or do you think people are going to sign up that are just like knowing they're going to fucking probably die, like 90% chance of dying, 10% chance of success? They're just like, fuck it, let's do it.
You would have to go into it assuming that it's a one-way trip. You'll either A, die on the way there, or you'll get there and suffocate. Because we can't
run out
really
of supplies. You can't send it, right? You can't overnight mail that shit.
I'm sorry. I mean, we're going to try really hard. We're going to go into it with we're going to plan to whip around and come back. We're going to plan that you guys are only going to be gone for 3 months or whatever. We're going to plan, but like,
I think we could minimize. We could minimize the risk though, because think about it. If we sent, now it's going to be expensive, right? No matter what, it's expensive. But let's say we send 20 or 30 rockets that are unmanned to Mars, like they just literally just as fast as we can send them, week after week after week after week, and every one of these rockets has fuel, oxygen, food, habitat, like a prefabbed habitat, that can, and then a bigger habitat that can be built. But send all that shit ahead of time. Have it all relay information back through our orbital satellite that we have there for Curiosity. And we just make sure everything's there, cameras, all automated, all set up automated, so that when we're ready to send the astronauts, we're like, listen, worst case scenario, your rocket like fucking blows up in orbit. You have to fall to the planet in your capsule. But no matter what happens, there is a high degree of probability that you're going to have the resources. As long as you land in that area, you're going to have the resources to survive for 6 months. No matter what, like you literally have like this much resource, even if you have to sit in this little fucking cube and just drink and shit yourself to death for the next 6 months, you could survive long enough for us to theoretically get something there to bring you back. I think that you would probably have a higher probability of like really, really smart people signing up for that mission instead of just the people that are just batshit crazy and suicidal. Yeah, did I ever meet Gates? Yes, I have. Sure. Breaker, thank you for the $2 tip. He said, have you ever met Gates? Yes, I've met Gates. Well, I don't know if you want to call it meeting him. I stood next to him and like participated in a indirect conversation. So I don't know if I'd call that like meeting him. Like he didn't even know what my name was. But yeah, no, I've been around him in close proximity, like 3 times. Ballmer, I knew Ballmer, and I talked to him not super regularly, but probably like a dozen times throughout my 15 years there.
I used to make Ballmer lunch.
Yeah, he knew who I was. Jim Alchin, Brian Valentine, Ian McDonald, all those guys I knew really, really well and worked with on a daily basis. Basically like the president of Windows and down through the directors. But wait, Tough Laudermouse said, I'm seeing ads on this. DM'd. Wait, you're seeing ads on this even though it's demonetized?
Man.
What? Here, let me go check. I want to see if maybe they reinstated it on monetization. Because I looked at it and it said that it was, well, it didn't say demonetized. It said limited, that limited ads yellow mark thing.
Oh, yeah.
Let me see what it says, though. Here, go to live. Oh, shit. We got like a real-time reply in chat. I think it's actually fixed.
Hey.
Every time you refresh, you see a pre-roll. Okay, what pre-roll is it? What ad is it? Is it like an ad that you think would be like more suitable for like adult videos, or... It wasn't like a kid-friendly ad. Yeah, because right now it says, your monetization has been set to limited. This video is running limited or no ads due to content identified as not suitable for most advertisers. So whatever ad is running to you guys must be like, they just said, fuck it, and unchecked all the boxes and said, run on anything. Yeah, Kepler, I think it's cool that Tough Laudermouse is here. I love it every time I see him in chat. I love his channel. Okay, it's an ad for the Epoch Times. Okay, I'm just gonna go out and say that this is some crazy super right-wing publication. I'm gonna see. Hold on. Okay, so, oh yeah, they're literally the title of their thing is "Are you tired of fake news?" Which pretty much means that it's all fake news. Yeah, they're running. Okay, they're even okay. So they're running ads on Microsoft Bing too. They're the top search when I did that. So tired of fake news? Get real news. Start your subscription for $1 today.
I need more fake news.
Oh my god, this is hilarious.
That's messed up. No, I don't think, I feel like I haven't had enough fake news in my life.
Yeah, I like my fake. I like more fake news than less fake news.
Yeah, I mean, I like to. That's why we even do this show right now, is to just make shit up. We don't fucking care.
Oh my god. Oh yeah, you can tell, dude, just looking at the front page of this thing. This is like the most extremist right-wing publication I've ever seen. Like I'm surprised Rush Limbaugh doesn't work for these people. He probably does if I dig look. It's just funny because like their topics, like I'm like reading through their topics, like Flynn was set up by the FBI. Documents indicate Barr defends the FBI director amid Flynn case controversy. CDC director leaked reopening guidance. A draft form. Quotes.
Oh.
Yeah, this is.
When are we all going to be in like FEMA camps and stuff? Like, is there any news on that?
It's coming, bro. It's coming. Yeah. It's gonna be interesting. Okay, so is that what everybody got? Did everybody get Epoch Times? Is that like the only ad that's running? Because if so, that's hilarious. Wow. That's hilarious.
Get out of here.
I just like that I just like that we're making our money off of a right wing publication. That's great. And I'm not even gonna say right wing. I'm gonna say extremist right wing because right wing publication doesn't necessarily make it bad or good or otherwise. But extremist, when you add extremist to it, then it's like that. That's when you get the Alex Joneses. That's when you get the Tucker Carlsons. That's where you get the weird conspiracy theorist guys, right?
Yeah.
Hey, Chris said, let's hear. No respect for the hot sheets.
The hot sheets.
Red Wing Blackbird said they are nonpartisan. Oh, no. They say they're nonpartisan, but it was absolutely 100% clear from looking at it that they were 100% partisan. Barnacules is a Democrat. Never used to be, but I'm starting to lean that way these days, man. Let me tell you. But we won't get into that. But I don't think I will just say this. You know, I used to consider myself. Well, I still consider myself independent. I'm more. I ride way too close to the line. I mean, I own guns and I have tons of ammunition. I have thoughts on everything, right? So I don't say that I'm on either party. I voted each way throughout my life. So, but definitely the Republican Party isn't what it was when I grew up. It's a completely different animal. And it's like kind of divided. And so there's still things that I agree with. And then there's parts of it where I'm like, dude, that's not even like Republican. You're literally like redefining what Republican is. And that's where I get a little freaked out by it.
Like, I don't know.
So I just, it's a completely different party. Like I don't even consider it Republican. It's like, I guess I'll just call it like the Trumpist party, where it's like they do things that are non-Republican, but still under the Republican flag, if that makes sense. So, but at any rate, I'll vote for anybody though. I mean, honestly, if there was another Republican candidate and he was good, I'd vote for him. I absolutely would vote for him. Camden, thank you for that $5. Says, sell me your Carvey. Stop trying to buy my Carvey, bro. But seriously, how much? How much you gonna give me for my Carvey? I need money, man. I'm hurting, bro. I'm hurting. YouTube's trying to run freaking crazy right-wing extremist ads on my YouTube channel. I wonder how much the ads pay. I want to see, because they might be one of those companies that actually pays pretty decent. It's like the Raid Shadow Legends of ads.
Oh, jeez.
Krillin64 said, what is that yellow on your desk? Yeah, this is a calculator, dude. This is an analog calculator. Nothing digital inside of it. 100% analog, and it uses Nixie tubes. It's a Nixie tube display. That's what makes it so sexy.
That's super cool.
This was given to me as a gift by Adam. I love him.
My cool old stuff is boxed up right now.
What's that?
I said my cool old stuff is boxed up right now. I have a cool like old Zenith laptop, I think, stuff like that.
Dude, I want to see that shit. You should break it out someday. Show it to us all.
That'd be cool. I kind of want to sell it.
Camden, thank you for that $5 super chat. Breaker, thank you for the $2 super chats. He said, follow up to the Did You Meet Gates story. He said, did you glance at Gates Wang at the MS urinal? No, actually, I've never been in the bathroom when Gates was in there. And the reason being is Gates actually has a security detail that moves around with him. They usually keep their distance while on the Microsoft campus, but if he's not in the designated area, they do stay pretty close to him. Because he has had attempts on him, like where people have tried to kidnap him. They kidnapped his mom once, and that was a big ordeal. So he is pretty heavily protected. Like Gates is kind of a hard person to get close to. These days, now that he's more of a philanthropist and less of a, like CEO of Microsoft type, I think that, things have loosened up a little bit around him. But still, even when I went out to his Tahuya estate out in Belfair, Washington, oh my God, dude, you could see like Secret Service agents, like just patrolling the perimeter, even when he wasn't there. Like there's just dudes walking around in like suits, armed guards. So yeah, Gates don't fuck around with his security. He drives an armored Lexus too. He drives like an old 90s Lexus. It's like not even current. It's like, well, not 90s. I'll say early 2000s. It's like a Lexus, was it SC300 or whatever? No, not the SC300. It's one of the 4-door sedans, like the big Lexus V8 4-door sedans. And it looks completely innocuous. It's just a baby blue, and it's fully armored. It's a fully armored vehicle, just in case anything ever happens. But you never notice looking at it. It's crazy. And he would just like pull it up to building 26 at Microsoft and just open up the door and leave it idling. And he'd just go inside and like do his speech at the Windows infrastructure meetings, like when we were close to shipping. And then he'd go back out and get in his car. And the whole time his car would just be sitting out on the curb, driver's doors swung open and just sitting there idling with like nobody around it. Like I could have literally just ran and just jumped in his car and like closed the door and like drove off. I'm sure that I would have been like, ascended on by like 50 armed guards, but you could have.
And it just dies. It just stops.
It's pretty crazy. I have some crazy security stories from Microsoft though. If you guys want to hear them, I've had a couple scary experiences in my 15 years of Microsoft where I was like, oh shit, I'm getting shot. Like I was scared. Red Wing Blackbird, thank you for that $2 super chat. Nina Reb, Nini, I'm going to call you Nini. Thank you for being a member, Nini. We appreciate you, choosing us for your membership. That was very, very nice of you.
Thank you very much.
So, Lincoln off topics about Epoch Times Judge Fair. What?
I think he's requesting that you judge them fairly.
Oh, I'm guessing he's probably a fan of the Epoch Times. All right, let's go check. Oh, I'll judge it fairly. Sure, let's do it. Sure, why not? I'm all about that fair judgment. He said off topic, right? Okay, stand by. Oh, he linked me to a YouTube video. I can't really watch a YouTube video right now. All right, let's see here. Truth, traditions, and crosswords. What is this? Wait a second. Hold up, dude. Did you literally send me a video from the Epoch Times to fairly judge the Epoch Times?
Well, I may have misinterpreted his message, but that seems tautological.
Yeah. So that'd be like me saying, dude, you're not judging Fox News fair. Let me send you a video from Tucker Carlson on Fox News telling you why they're fair. Like, you can't do that. You have to have a third party perspective. Oh, did my cam die again?
No, you look good to me.
Oh, I'm working? Okay, good.
Yeah, from my angle.
So.
Whoa, but the YouTube scene is all out of whack.
Oh shit! It's because I clicked on stuff. Oops, hold on. There we go. Hold on. I keep forgetting that we're capturing the window.
That's a good place to end it, actually. That's funny.
Let's see here. There we go. Are we back? We should be back.
There it is.
Shit. I keep forgetting that we're capturing the screen. Oh my god. Camden said, "I want to hear the security stories. Love the content, man. Keep up the great work." I'll tell you guys one of them before we wrap up today. All right. I'll tell you one of them. Krillin said, I'm down to hear stories about MS. Okay, tell us the security stories. Man, everybody loves to hear the dramatic shit. Oh, and I totally get it, because I do the same thing. Like when I'm sitting there watching TV, it's like drama sells, man. Like even when you don't want it to, if you let your guard down, that shit just like sneaks right in.
Yeah.
Right in. But Red Wing, I'll check it out just for the lulz afterwards and get back to you after the stream, because I am kind of curious about the Epoch Times. The news publication that I've never heard of that seems to only talk about conservative things according to their topics on their main page. But I'm all about that fair judging, and I've been wrong before. That's one thing, is I'll admit when I'm wrong. There's certain people who won't do that, but I will admit when I'm wrong, because you don't learn if you don't. All right, so I'm going to tell you guys a little story about a building at Microsoft where, he wants me to make it juicy. Okay, for 10 pounds, I'll make it juicy, Brian PC.
Oh, shit.
Thank you for that. So, Graham said he almost ran over Steven Sinofsky. I wish you had of. Steven Sinofsky is the biggest fucking prick ever. Hey. I fucking hated that guy working at Microsoft. He literally, he was the one that instated the no booze policy at work and went around and basically had mass prohibition and then locked down the alcohol when we were having ship parties and stuff. The guy was a fucking prick. And he was like, oh my God, don't even get me started on it. Anyways, he was a dick. And then the other dick was David Sobieski. If you don't know who that guy's a fucking prick too, even bigger prick than Sinofsky. Anyways, enough about those Microsoft executives that are no longer with the company. So here's one of the scariest stories that I had was I had to go to building 10 at Microsoft. Building 10 is the executive building. It's where Bill Gates. Well, at the time, Bill Gates wasn't there. When this happened, Bill Gates was already he already had basically moved on. He didn't maintain an office on the Microsoft campus at all. He just went to board of director meetings and then flew out. So, but this is where Ballmer was. This is where the HR lady was. God, I can't remember her name. Shit, you'd know it if I said it. She like owns a women's sporting team in Seattle. Shit, what's her name? I forgot. Anyways, so all the higher up executive people, if you were an executive at Microsoft, you were housed in Building 10. So yeah, it's the one. Yeah, the one next to the soccer field. Yep. So anyways, I have to go to Building 10 to meet a friend who is the executive assistant for Steve Ballmer. So, and still a friend of mine today. So I can't say who though, because for obvious reasons. But anyways, I had to go see her that day to pick something up from her. And she said, yeah, just come over to my building. I can't, she couldn't come to me because she was busy that day. Because obviously being Steve Ballmer's personal assistant, you're pretty much just ran ragged 24/7. So she's like, oh, come by to pick it up. She's like, I let the front desk know that you're coming because it's the one building at Microsoft that you can't enter with a blue badge, meaning that you're a full-time Microsoft employee. You can go into any other building on the campus. You cannot go into Building 10 without actually supposed to be, you have to be expected. So I walk in, I sign the little thing. I show the lady at my front desk my badge. She buzzes me in. The door opens. I go inside and I walk to the elevator. And there's different floors in this building. And the top floor is where all the executives are, like Steve Ballmer. And then the next floor down is a little more accessible. That's like they're really high end architects and resource engineers. Basically, all the intellectual property of Microsoft. Like if the whole company blows up, that's the building that has to survive. That has like the smartest people in it, the top paid people, the people with the most vested interest in the company. Anyways, it's a secure building. So the first 3 floors of the building aren't that impressive. The first 3 floors of the building, once you're buzzed in, you can just walk around pretty much freely. And it's not a big deal. It's the 4th floor where shit got really dicey and I wasn't expecting it. So I go get in the elevator and I push the button to go to the 4th floor. And it doesn't let me go to the 4th floor. It says I'm pushing the button, nothing's happening. So then I scan my badge and I hit the 4th floor. And then all of a sudden you hear a little thing go ding. And a voice comes on that's like, state your business. And I'm like, oh shit, never had this happen before. I'm like, all right, well, I was like, I'm here to see my friend. I gave him my friend's name. I said, I'm here to see them to pick something up. And then they said, okay, stand by. And then they push the little button and the elevator starts moving. And I'm like, ooh, man, this is fancy. And so the elevator doors open and I walk out and there's a dude on each side of the elevator door with a fucking AR-15 wearing full body armor. Like, these are riot officers. They're not police officers. They don't have any police signature. They're literally like Securitas plus like armed guards. Yeah. So I about shit my pants walking out. They have a guy meet me. So there's a guy standing there who's meeting me at the elevator. He's like, who are you here to see? It wasn't the same guy who talked to me on the radio. And I was like, I gave him her name. He's like, okay, go down this hallway and take a right. And it's at the end. And I was like, okay, cool. And I'm walking down the hallway and I'm like, I took a left instead of a right, and I start walking down the hallway where not Ballmer, but the HR lady. God, I can't remember her name. The HR lady was down there, and I started walking down that way, and a fucking security dude runs around the corner on his radio like, "Hey, stop right there! Stop right there!" And I'm like shitting my pants. I'm like, oh my god, this is already the fucking like craziest shit that's ever happened since I worked here. And he comes over and he literally puts his hand on my shoulder and says, "Stay right there, stay right there." I'm like, okay, and he's like, who are you here to see? And it's like another new dude. And I'm like, for the 3rd time, I'm here to see so-and-so. She ends up hearing me down the hallway and she pokes her head out the door or whatever. And she's like, oh no, I'm down this way, the other way. I was supposed to take a right or right. And I took a left or opposite. And so he sees that she like flags me over and then he just leaves me alone. He just walks away. He's like, okay. And just walks away. And then I walk to her office and I go in there. I'm like, holy shit. I was like, how do you work here? And she's like, oh, it's not like that for us. She's like, if you got the right badge or whatever, she's like, I was like, you could have told me. And she's like, well, I'm so used to it. I come to work every day and it's like, I just see these people. It's normal for me. Like she didn't even think to like give me the heads up. Cause it's like, she knows all these people on a first name basis. And she didn't tell any of them that I was coming, which I thought was kind of weird. And so by the time I get to her office, it's like I've already had 2 armed guards. I already had a dude like literally he directed me. I went the wrong way. Another dude stops me. I mean, how many security guards are on this floor just like patrolling the hallways? So then I get into her office and Ballmer actually came over and walked in because he's in the office right across from her because she's his personal assistant. He comes over and pokes his head in and says, okay, I'm going to grab lunch or something like that. And she's like, okay, I'll take care of this when you get back. And then he leaves. And I was like, okay, that was kind of cool. He didn't say hi to me. He didn't look at me. He acted like I didn't exist. And I was like, okay, well, that's pretty much par for the course. And she was telling me that the previous, what's going on? Here, I'm
I just heard a really big bang.
Uh-oh. Are your first neighbor shootout?
No, it was like, I don't know. It'll be all right.
Yep. So anyways, I go into her office and she was telling me, because we were talking about the security stuff and how ridiculous it was. And she was telling me a story about what had happened like 6 months ago. She has a button under her desk. They all have a silent alarm. So the PAs have it. So if somebody goes in and like tries to like grab Balmer or something like that, she can hit the alarm. Or if something happened to her, he can hit the alarm. They all have a button under their desk. But the problem is where they mounted the button, there's no cover over the top of it. And you can bump it with your knee. And so she said that every once in a while, somebody in the building will bump that button. And she was the one that did it like 6 months previous. She told me what happened. She's like, she bumped the button and she said that like dudes literally with like fucking riot gear within like 10 seconds were like in her office, like fully fingers on trigger, like looking around. Like they thought somebody had breached. They treat it like somebody breached the office. And they didn't just do hers. They also did Balmer's, where he was in there at the same time, because whoever hits the alarm, they assume that one of them is in distress. Or one of the others in distress. So anyways, they just like descended on him. And I was like, and she said that scared the ever living shit out of her. So she's like, oh yeah, I understand why that's kind of like scary. Because you know, that's happened to me before. And that wasn't even like the first time she set off the alarm. And so the buttons, and they're not movable. They're like permanently mounted under the desk and hardwired. They're not wireless, so that they can't be interfered with. But I was like, I saw where the button was and I was like, man, how do you not just like bang that with your knee like every day? Like if I was there the way I hop my legs and stuff, I'd be hitting that button like every 30 seconds. But yeah, if you ever try to take a run at building 10 at Microsoft, you will not make it very far. Like you absolutely will not make it very far, because and apparently something happened. Like all that security came because something had happened. And I don't know how the story goes, but something did happen at one point where there was a hostage situation in that building at some point, like in the 90s. And that's what caused them to up their security. So now that's why they have a full like SWAT level response. They're all like in full riot, like bulletproof riot gear. It's pretty crazy. And then there's a bunch of plainclothes guys that walk around that we call them the Men in Black. They're the ones that also come to your office. If like when I had that intern that made the false sex accusations against me, and I've told that story a million times over. They literally came to my office, like 2 guys came to my office in black suits with sunglasses on in a building, like totally cliche Men in Black style, and said, Mr. Berg? And I'm like, yes. And they're like, please come with us. And they literally had to walk out of the office. They didn't say like 3 words to me. Hand on shoulder. One dude walking in front took me, put me in the elevator, took me down, stuck me in a Lincoln Town car, and drove me to the HR building. Jeez. So, and I was like, what's this about? What's this about? And they just kept saying like, you know, don't worry, you know, you'll know soon enough. We can't say, you'll know soon enough. And then I get to the HR building and then they sit me in a room and I have to wait in the room for like 15 minutes. And I'm like, I know it's the HR building. So I know it's HR related at least, but I'm trying to think in my head. I'm like, what could this fucking possibly be? And then I go in there and then I sit down and the HR lady like tells me like what's going on. But I'm like, you guys couldn't tell me this like when you pulled me out of my office? Like, what'd you think was going to happen? Like, seriously, you guys scared the ever living shit out of me. I was about ready to like, you know, fucking run from these guys and get like double tapped in the back. Like, is this because I stole pencils like out of the supply room? Like, what's going on?
We saw it.
But yeah, that was probably one of the scariest times I ever had at Microsoft. And then I had another incident where I was racing RC cars in the parking garage, like deep in the parking garage in one of the buildings, and we saw a security guy drive by. And he just looked at us. He didn't say anything. He didn't roll in the way. He just drives by. And we're sitting there and we were like, okay, well, he drove by. He didn't seem to have a problem with us. So let's just keep doing it. And then it's like 5 minutes later, it's like 4 Redmond police officers like pull into the parking garage along with 2 security guys. And they basically like surround me and my friend, who are both full-time Microsoft employees. They completely surround us. And the dude gets out and he's like, you know, what are you doing on Microsoft property or something like that? I was like, dude, I work here. And the security guy's like, oh, I need to see your badge. And we both gave him his badges. As soon as we gave him the badges, they waved off the police officers. Like, they didn't even talk. The police didn't even talk to us. The Redmond police didn't even talk to us. They just got back in their cars and drove off. And then the security officer was like, oh, okay, thank you. Carry on. And then they were really nice to me after that. And they said that I could keep driving my cars in the garage, which I thought was hilarious. I was like, when the first guy drove by, why didn't he just roll down the window and be like, hey, what are you guys doing? Like, we were non-threatening. We were just like 2 dudes racing RC cars. It wasn't like we were strapped and looked like gang members or something. All he had to do was roll his window down and be like, what are you guys doing? And be like, oh, we work here, dude.
Hey, they take that shit serious.
And so, but instead he drove by and called the Redmond police and then like literally had like 4 police cars come in like they were going to like the shootout at the OK Corral, and then wasted all those resources of the Redmond police because they didn't even do anything. They just left. So, Volaire said I got walked off too because my badge had expired.
Wow.
Dude, they're hard. This is the funny thing about Microsoft. And I don't know if it's still the same today, but when I worked there, if you had a blue badge, security would treat you so good. Like if you had a full-time Microsoft badge, when I worked there for like probably the first all the way up until I left for the most part, until I got laid off, and then they started like showing their true colors. My security was always awesome. Like I remember I gave thrill rides on the top of the parking garage at building 37. They built this big above ground parking garage, and I'm up there just fucking whipping around because the fourth floor of the building can see everything that's happening. And nobody liked to park up on the fourth floor because the building wasn't very packed when they first opened it. So I'd go up on the fourth floor and I'd just be like drifting my STI around the top, having a good old time. One day I go up to the top of the parking garage like I do every morning, and I gun it going up the ramp so that the car gets a little bit light, and then I turn it sideways and the car slides sideways, and it's a big smoke show. And I do it every morning because my boss was in his office, and my boss would hear me coming and he'd look out the window and I'd put on a show, right? I'd do a little burnout. One time I drive up there and I thought I was totally fucked, guys. I drive up there and I'm doing probably 60 plus miles an hour going up the ramp. I get the thing completely sideways, smoking all four tires, and I'm looking out the side window and I'm like, oh yeah, man, drift maniac. And I immediately look forward and there's two Microsoft security guys in their vehicles parked on either side in the parking spaces with their windows rolled down like they were waiting for me. And I was like, no. So I like slam on the brakes and I'm like, oh shit, I'm boned. I'm going to get in so much trouble for this. They're going to call the Redmond police, blah, 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 blah. They never even said anything to me. I literally just slowed down and drove between them. And then I went back around and drove back down the ramp one floor and then parked it and got out of the car and waited a minute just to see if they were going to come down and talk to me. They never came down. And then I just got out and I just walked into the building. I came out later to check on my car because I thought they might put a note on my car or something, tell me to knock it off or some shit. No note, nothing. So two security guards, like, and I mean, I was within probably 50 feet of their vehicles when I slammed on the brakes. Like there was no way they didn't see me just like drifting this fucking thing, smoking the tires off. They didn't care. They didn't care. I had a blue badge and I had my parking pass in my window and they were just like, oh, fuck it. Like, we don't care.
Nice.
I always thought that was cool, but there was always people at Microsoft fucking around in sports cars. That was kind of like one of the unwritten rules that Microsoft is, as long as it wasn't busy and during the day, if you had a blue badge, you could just drive like a madman on the campus. Wonder how many badges exist? I think just under 200,000.
Wrap it up, Jerry.
What's that?
I gotta wrap it up.
Oh, dude, you gotta wrap it up? You got shit to do?
Yep.
All right, well, dude, why don't you just punch out right now and I'll wrap it up with these guys and then shut her down.
Oh, well, I mean, we're 10 minutes over.
Oh, are we? Oh, yeah, we do got to wrap it up then. All right, guys. Let's see. Is there any other little last minute things? Camden, thank you again for that super chat. Thank you, Brian PC. I appreciate it, man. Red Wing, thank you for the $2 super chat, and I will take a look at that link right after the stream. I think we are about good. Sorry, I didn't realize we were so far over.
No, it was cool. It was good Microsoft talk, so it's all good.
He's like, son of a bitch, I want to get out of here. I got shit to do.
And I think I might be needed inside. So the teenager was asking, so I got it.
No worries, man. No worries. Let's go.
Awesome show, as always.
Yep. All right, guys. We'll see you again next week. Same bad time, same bad place, 10 a.m. Saturday, unless we're still thinking about like some schedule tweaks, but we'll get there. So
maybe, yeah, there might be a little bit of funny business once this house sells and stuff. I might be in a weird in between spot for a little while, but we'll see.
We'll figure it out. We'll figure it out. If we got to pick a different day or a different time or something to make it work, we'll one or way or another the show will go on. We'll figure it out.
Yeah.
And if you guys want to see us on our other live streams, you want to see us independently stream, we both stream over on Twitch. All that information is down in the video description once this publishes. Sure. Take a look there and also come over on social media. We're both on Twitter like all the time. So come over and tag us and tweet us and all that. And you'll find all the information there. And we'll see you guys next week, 10 a.m. Saturday, unless it changes. We'll let you know. All right, take it easy. Till next time.
Bye.
All right, let's see if I can figure this out this time. And are you going to work YouTube? You going to work?